What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I'm joined, as always, by Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
All day, every day, sometimes, but only on those times. I am infinitely awesome, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's it.
Long pause. Okay, dramatic effect. All right.
Nothing to add.
I'm
Clear, cut, and
doing
dry. Nice and simple.
distinguishedly great.
Distinguishedly.
Hmm, just leave it there. It's
Okay.
kind of like you have eggs Benedict and no hollandaise. Just
Is it still Eggs Benedict if you don't have hollandaise on it?
you call it whatever you want.
I think they would not call it Eggs Benedict anymore.
What would they call it then? Just poached
Poached
egg
eggs?
paradise?
I think they would just call it poached eggs.
McMuffins heaven? I don't know. You
You
know we create things on the show all the time,
you
so
don't have English
you're welcome,
muffins with
audience.
eggs Benedict.
There's
I
so
mean,
many
you could
variations.
have the English muffins, but I don't think that's part of the eggs Benedict.
What do you mean? That's the base level.
Is it?
Of course, it's egg. That's a runny egg, hollandaise sauce,
Yeah.
the McMuffin,
See, now I gotta
and
look
your
it up.
protein of
You
choice. You
saying
can
the
do
McMuffin?
salmon.
Are you
The
talking about an
McMuffin is
English muffin?
Yeah, that's the idea. The English muffin is based off the eggs Benedict. That's McDonald's fancy. You're supposed to have your pinky out when you eat that. Did
Okay.
you?
Well, I've never had eggs
Yeah.
Benedict, so I didn't know, but I did not know that the English muffin was a part of it.
Well, it all
And
depends
back
on who
bacon,
you
apparently.
ask. And bacon fat, you say?
No, I did not say bacon fat.
I'm
Canadian
trying to help
bacon or
McDonald's
sliced
out.
ham. Why? McDonald's
Yes.
does not need our help
They're poisoning everybody else. They'll throw some of that bacon fat on the grease and let people get some of that sizzle.
because then the vegans will get upset.
You don't eat at McDonald's.
Vegans do eat at McDonald's. Why do you think they had to change the fries?
Oh my God. The world is backwards, Spider. What's happening right now?
Listen, they
Oh
gotta
yeah,
have.
they do sell salads. They sell
No, they
salads.
don't.
They
Not
do
anymore.
sell. They don't sell salads.
I don't think so. I know
I
Wendy's
think they
sells
sell
salads.
salads. I think they're mandated to sell salads. I think that happened in the
It might
80s.
be a
They
regional thing. It
have
might
to.
depend on what McDonald's you go
Mm.
to.
Well, you're up there where it snows a lot, so they
What does
might
that have
not.
to do with salads?
The ice machine is broken. People are not getting salads. It snows a lot. Somewhere in the multiverse that adds up. And that's my answer. I'm sticking with it.
All
I
right.
like that as an answer. Somewhere in the multiverse it makes sense. I don't have to make it make sense here. I know it makes sense somewhere else. And that's
like,
good enough for me.
like, what do you mean the sky is red? Hey, listen, in a multiverse, somewhere there's a universe with the sky is red, so it makes sense.
And it makes you sound so intelligent to say it. You just
Oh,
say that
you
every
can't.
time you feel like you want to make a point across.
A point across
T-shirts for everyone, I'm
when
telling
when
you.
you want to make a point that you know is wrong. Just say in a multiverse, there's a universe where it makes sense, and I'm right.
Somewhere in the multiverse, I'm right.
Argument over.
Yeah, but it ain't here. Not this generation. So how you want to attack this thing?
Well, first
Because
of
they
all,
click the
they
button.
click the button. They know what they're here for. But if you didn't
They have
already know, if
us.
this is your first time joining us, welcome. This is
Us.
All Things Super, where every week we take a piece
We're
of
your
super powered
friends.
movie, TV shows, even trailer. We watch them, we react to them, we break them down, we review them, and we ask the question: Is it super
Is it super for you?
for
Is it super
us,
for you
for
or for
everyone,
us?
for all time,
There's
always?
a lot of what? There you go. Now I can't loop it. Loop it. Loki.
But if you like
That'll be
that,
hilarious if they take Kendrick Lamar and have him say Loki instead of mustard.
I don't know why you would, but
It just will be funny if you say Loki instead of mustard.
But if you like
He
that,
acting
go
bad, but
ahead.
somebody gotta do it. I mean, put up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Hey,
Subscribe to the
hey,
channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come
ding.
out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
They needed to go ahead and give Kendrick a bag and let him do like the whole soundtrack for Black Panther 3 and do an Asgard crossover just to see how he flexes with use
An
those Asgard
Asgard
beats.
crossover?
Oh yeah. Imagine if Ryan Coogler stepped out of doing Black Panther and did like a Asgard movie. Imagine where he could go with that. Because we clearly haven't just explored enough black people in Asgard. I'm sure they got a whole little secret world in there. Ryan Coogler could explore that world. Then he could all the way to Asgard. I'm just saying. I'm just
Maybe
saying.
I don't know. I don't think. I think that after he's done Black Panther 3,
With
he
Black
might be
Panther
done with
3,
the MCU.
he might be done with Marvel altogether. And honestly,
I mean, I feel
don't really
like at
blame him.
this point, Marvel is the MCU because
Please explain.
what properties do they have coming out? Does Marvel have coming out that's not MCU related outside of Sony? Because Sony is
Wait a
doing their
minute.
own thing.
This is a very detailed, deep question that you dropped, Spider. I don't think you realize what you're saying. You're
I
saying
don't think it's
Marvel
that
as a
deep.
company, Marvel as a company produces a lot of things. The MCU is a splinter of Marvel. So you're
Right.
saying,
But they've taken Marvel Animation, Marvel Television, Marvel Studios.
yeah.
So all of the Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all the Netflix shows, all of that's now been looped under the MCU. The only thing that's not is all of the Spider-Man properties that Sony is producing. So everything else that's coming out that's Marvel related at this point, whether it's live action or animated, is all MCU.
Well, yeah, they did that when they made Kevin Feige the chief of all
Yeah, so that's what I'm
whatever.
saying. You're saying that he's done with Marvel, period. So I'm saying the MCU, Marvel right now is the MCU. So him being done with
Oh
the
yeah.
MCU is being done
I
with
I
Marvel.
I agree
They're
with you.
they're
Yeah.
they're interchangeable at this point.
Yeah, well, they're synonymous with themselves. So that's what
Yes.
happens when you take your ball and go home. So, all right, we will go do something else then. We're gonna make Sinners Part Two, or maybe have our own
Nah.
vampire movie, Vampire Hunter. Since you guys can't seem to get Blade together, I got one with a different origin story. Now he can hate vampires because guess what? They took the day from me. You took my brother from me. You took I'm gonna kill them all. And if we see Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld team up and start slaying other vampires, how does the meme go? Shut up and take my
Shut up
money.
and
What?
take my
I was
money.
sign up. What? I'm in the front row. If she's doing the things that she's doing, and like for Hawkeye,
Yeah.
and Michael B. Jordan is doing like he was doing without remorse, think about that. Oh my God, a gritty vampire hunting directed by Ryan.
Because they had what? Because Sinners took place in the 30s, 40s,
Yeah, something along that line.
and then they ended in the 90s. So you're talking about like a good 50, 60 years that have been unaccounted for. So who knows what they've been doing?
I figured just getting high and partying and sleeping around. Probably broke up a couple of times, got back together because the eternal,
Right.
kind of like Will Smith, Charlize Theron.
And Hancock.
Uh, yeah. So that happened, but I'm just thinking if he really just like, because he's not the level-headed one. His brother was.
Right.
So therefore,
But Mary
I
is
could
smart.
easily. Yeah, she gonna make sure they don't get
They
caught.
balance each other out.
Yeah, shut up and take my money.
But that's not what we're
Haley
here to talk about.
Steinfeld is in here.
We're not here to talk about our theories on the Sinner sequel. We're here to talk about Marvel's Zombies, the 4-part
Yeah,
mini
yeah,
movies,
you're
mini
right.
series,
Yeah.
limited series event, however you want to describe it,
Movie
out on Disney Plus.
downgraded to a miniseries.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
not really,
it's
but
crazy
yeah.
because this all came apart or came about because of, I think it was episode 5 of season 1 of What If, and it
Ooh,
was just what if
let them cook.
zombies. And
Well, you say that, but it was a comic book first,
yes, it was
created
a
by
comic
Robert
book first.
Kirkman.
Yeah, and I think that it probably, if they had not created the episode in What If, I don't know. Well, I can't say that. I don't know if we would have gotten the Marvel Zombies show as soon as we did if not for What
Mm,
If. It may have been developed into a series down the line, depending
true,
on however they got through their, roster of characters as they do, because
true, true.
that's how we got to Wonder Man at this point. We just going through all of the list of Marvel heroes until we get to, one that nobody's
I
heard
think
of before.
the mission is to try to introduce as many heroes as you can so you can use them later on. But the problem is when you introduce them and you don't follow up later on, there's that lag, like you just said.
Hmm.
These years are unaccounted for. You got me invested in this person, whether you think they did well or not. Where are they in the grand scheme of all these things?
Right.
Like the Eternals, you pulled them away, but you left some here, and then it's like, okay, well, they're going to rescue them. That's why they're not in the storyline. But at some point in time, either somebody has to reference that they died, or you have to bring them back.
Right.
Typically,
And
but they're here.
they there are a lot of Marvel MCU characters in this show. A good number of them do not have speaking roles because they've been turned into turned into zombies. But
Yeah,
they have a lot of characters that we
more
had
like
not seen in a while. We get Icarus came back. Well, in Eternals, Icarus died because he flew into the sun,
not in this
but
universe.
not in this universe.
Nope.
Or it could
But the
be
question is,
it could be that he flew into the sun and then came back. We don't know. We don't know if he really died after he flew into the sun.
never saw a body, and
Never
it's
saw a
too hot
body.
to go check. But here's the thing: why is he fighting Captain Marvel?
That's
Because
a great
Captain
question.
Marvel's not a zombie.
No, she was a
She's
zombie.
very aware. What?
Yeah, she was a zombie.
She looks. She looked like she was one beat up, but she looked like she was pure energy
And
versus
I,
zombie.
I don't know. Because the thing about it is
Yeah.
that when would she have gotten bitten?
Here's the other thing that's tying into exactly what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
which is I think something that they were very aware of in the failings of What If seasons 3 and 2. I said that way purposefully because the 3 was worse than 2.
Yes.
They've learned how to not vary too far away from the storylines that we know. Because if you watch all 4 of these episodes, they all kind of take place on the same original timeline
Mm-hmm.
with slight variations. You're still following phase 2, 3. You got
Yes.
Thanos. You got, even when Thor shows up, it's like he's showing up at the same time.
Right.
Thanos had still in Wakanda. They were coming back from the infection, the invasion, which was in San Francisco. This all lays it out, but it's still phase 3 2 MCU,
Right.
which I think people can appreciate and more relate to. Is a story that's, oh, I understand what was going on. And there was a lot of that in this. Do you agree? You disagree?
No, I definitely agree, but it's also kind of mixed up
Mm.
because we have Shang-Chi took place in 2017. When did Shang-Chi get released?
I don't know. But I know he and Ant Man were both in San Francisco, and the
Yes, he
tie
and
in
Ant-Man
with
were both in
Jimmy
San
Woo.
Francisco.
Jimmy Woo's a tie-in that works, kinda,
But then
sorta.
also Jimmy Woo didn't come around until Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that Ant-Man and the Wasp did happen around Infinity War, because it happened between Infinity War and Endgame. So that was like around 2019.
Mm.
Shang-Chi was 2021. So that was after Endgame. So we're looking at the events of basically the events of Shang-Chi never happening, right? The events
Yes.
of Miss Marvel never happening. The events of
Yes.
Hawkeye never happening. So
Yes.
the fact that Kate Bishop is as talented as she is,
Just because she is.
just because she is. I mean, she was already a pretty accomplished archer before she ran into
They
Clint.
did make it a point to show that. Yes.
Yeah. And the same thing with Ironheart.
And he
Riri
would
had
be still. He
mhm.
would still be as famous enough for her to know him.
Yeah, no, because that all happened in 2012, and so she started idolizing him after he saved her in the Battle of New York, and so she still has those ideals
Right.
of him. Yes,
But she just never met
she
him.
just never met him, and she never
Gotcha.
trained with him. Um,
Right.
but with Ironheart, she would have never gone to Wakanda. She would have never gotten she wouldn't have gone to MIT at that point to get a suit built, because this takes place 5 years after Infinity War.
Right.
So that will be, this is 2024. Yeah, because Infinity War was 2018. 5 years after that will be 2023 when all of this is taking place. So this is still after the events of Black Widow, because we see that the widows have been freed. They're working with Alexei and Yelena and Milena.
Yes. So that means Black Widow's on the run
Yes.
again. Still probably meeting up with. Nope. That's
Well,
not in that universe. In our
I
universe, that will be
mean,
the time frame. But Steve's already a zombie and cut in half by Bucky.
yeah. So
That's what
Natasha
friends are
should
for.
still be around.
Nope. She was snatched
Was she
by the
snatched out
Watcher.
of this universe?
But
Because I thought in the universe she got snatched out of was the universe where Peggy became Captain Carter, which
That's
was a
not the same
different universe
universe.
than Steve becoming Captain America and Captain America
Yeah.
becoming a zombie.
Right. You're right. Because Steve in the Hydro Stomper is not the Steve that became a zombie.
Right.
Steve that became a zombie was Captain America.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I think she came from that. She came from a horrible utopia. Yes, I think she came because remember that Natasha was with a different Clint. She didn't come from the zombie universe. She came from
No,
another
she came from
universe.
like a apocalyptic type universe
Yeah,
where I think
yeah.
Hydra won or something like that.
Also caused it an incursion.
Also, yeah. We'd have to go back
Yeah.
to season 1 of What If and review
But
all
here's
of
the
that.
thing. Do you feel like if you did not watch What If and you just picked up here from Zombies, did you have enough information to pick up what was going on?
I feel like
Because they kind of start where they left off.
they start where they left off, but then in episode 3 they start doing some explanation into the backstory about how we got to where we are now.
Yeah, because you're like, wait, Thanos was like there,
Mhm,
and now Black Panther is gone. And wait, what happened? And so
right.
they do a great job of filling you in.
Yeah. And it was, you can tell that I think that was originally supposed to be episode 1. But I think that had Chadwick not passed away, because Chadwick did
Rest in
provide the
peace to the
voice
king.
of
Rest
T'Challa
in
in What If
king.
season 1. And I know they didn't want to recast the voice for What If season 3, which I don't think would have been too much of a problem given the given the well, I say given the little bit that he was actually in the show, but I'm wondering if
Yeah.
his role was reduced because Chadwick had passed away. I think if Chadwick had not passed away, they probably would have gave T'Challa more to do.
I mean, of course. I mean, if you have Chadwick Boseman, he's committed to do the role, and he made the role iconic as what it is. Of
Yeah.
course, you will. But at the same time, we pay honor to him. He died a hero.
Yes, he did.
He died
But
a hero,
I
and
think
it
that
just wasn't enough.
giving
Open
us
up a whole new bag.
giving us the backstory in episode 3 rather than at the top of the series, that shows to me that they had a plan and they had to adjust after the fact. Because I feel like it's a little weird to explain, because we ended that episode with Thanos, zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, with 5 of the 6 stones. And then
but you did get a little Chad when he was talking to Okoye about how Vision was cutting him up.
Well,
So
no, yeah, and that was no, I know in What If season 1, yeah, no, he had a lot to do. He was basically the reason that they were able to get away and get to Wakanda. Well, Vision was, but not having.
I'm just saying you heard his voice in it.
Yes,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
so that was enough again to pay respect.
Yeah, but because he was also in the episode of What If T'Challa was Star-Lord, and he was heavily involved in that episode. I think that was the last thing that he recorded before he passed.
Yeah, fire episode.
But I think that, yeah, like I said, I think that having that happen in episode 3 rather than episode 1 shows that they had changed some things around, because I really feel like that should have been at the beginning of the show for people who did not watch What If to be able to catch up and understand what was going on, rather than I don't think I didn't find anything wrong with starting with Kamala and Kate and Riri, but it is a bit weird that the 3 of them ended up together.
Unless you're getting people primed for the Young Avengers.
I think that's the reason
that you teased.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they had the 3 of them together. Because you think about it, Kamala's in New Jersey, Kate's in New York, Riri's in Chicago.
Way different.
For what reason? Like, I can understand Kamala and Kate connecting because New York and New Jersey, again, not that far from each other. But for
not
what reason?
That they showed it at the end of Hawkeye.
But why would Riri come from Chicago to New York?
Zombie apocalypse.
But what is there for her in New York?
Try to somewhere in the multiverse. Somewhere in the multiverse,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, right?
But
I don't know why I went to New York, but you can clearly see there's zombies.
There's zombies everywhere.
Not going to a major city.
Exactly, because
I want to be clear when I say that.
I would imagine that being the patient 0 being Hope Van Dyne. I'm sorry, Janet Van Dyne.
Janet, the mom.
And patient number 1 being Hank Pym. I think that the news reports of the zombie apocalypse before it spread worldwide would show that superheroes have been affected and they also retain their abilities. I think that would have been very prominent on all news stations. So if that's the case, the last place I want to be is New York City, which is superhero central.
In Marvel, yes, everybody there.
I don't want to be there where we have a city full of super zombies.
But they dispatched to San Fran because they showed us again that's where it started.
Yeah.
And then easily worldwide. Hank Pym just biting people. They have people because they were getting gigantic and they were shrinking. And, I saw at one point, I thought that was Goliath, but I was like, no,
it was just some random dude.
Random guy. Hank is out there like, what biting the hell?
People. And all of a sudden he get bit by a giant zombie.
That's crazy. So it could happen in a chaos like that, but at the
Yeah,
same time, here come the Avengers. Oh no, Iron Man's bit. Oh no, goddamn, everybody's
Doctor
bit.
Strange
Like,
been bit.
oh, and then
Everybody.
they using their abilities, and you ain't got no choice. It really should have kind of happened way faster than
The
that.
fact that zombie Hawkeye was still dodging arrows when that Kate was shooting at him, like just effortlessly, like she shot an arrow at him, he was just like,
Yeah,
just move out the way,
rookie.
right?
You don't know what you don't know what you do. You got to put the twang on it. God
But
damn,
I
man.
will
That's
say,
remember when we talked about this. It's a
Mhm.
frightening goddamn concept.
Yes.
And they start to get intelligent. The more powerful they are,
Did
they
you
start to
see
regain
zombie
their.
Thanos learning, like learning how to use the stones in real time?
That's
He was like, hold up,
crazy.
wait a minute, Power Stone, Time Stone, Space Stone.
Right. Did you see how he was pulled the axe when Spider-Man pulled the axe out of his chest, used the time stone to heal his
Mm-hmm.
wound?
Yep.
Even the real Thanos didn't do that. It's
Real
like,
Thanos was
oh my
like, look, I
God.
just got to snap and get out of here. That's all.
Let me leave because y'all tripping. I'm trying to help y'all.
Right.
Y'all tripping. Y'all wilding, man. I'm trying to balance the universe. Y'all like, I can barely breathe. What my prime team missed that?
Go sit on my farm, get some fresh air.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave his axe here. Go ahead. Y'all tripping.
But what I will
That's
say is that
wild.
we talked about when we did the trailer reaction, they made
Uh-huh.
a big deal about it being TVMA because in What If, when they were killing zombies, it was just like a dark purplish liquid, not like blood. And
Mm.
this is like we
Oh
saw
yeah.
we saw in the trailer, they were like zombie shot in the head with an arrow. That's like we're letting
In the
you know
beginning.
there is going to be blood.
Yeah.
Literally the first
This
shot of the show
hide the kids.
is like you need to know that this is going to be gory. But what I'll say is that they did not shy away from killing everyone that we loved. Like
Spider.
Kate getting obliterated episode 1 was
Mm.
not something that I saw coming.
Haley Steinfeld cost too much. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep. You gotta understand these characters, these actors and actresses, they got movies and schedules, and it's different when you got a young star you can build a franchise with because they're happy for the work.
Right.
But in building that franchise, you are making them who they are. If they go off and do another franchise, two, three of them,
If they do it
they're a
well.
phenomenal star. If they do, obviously, their franchise,
Because I
they
noticed
have to do well.
America Chavez was nowhere to be found.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
oh. In a multiversal show about multiversal stuff.
The
Yeah.
the character that can
Wow.
punch through universes to traverse
Anywhere.
through
Well,
multiverses.
truth of the matter is that she did exist. That would be an easy plot point just to, yeah, let's get out of here. Punch a hole in another universe. Let's go.
But then you
So
risk starting incursion because now you're bringing variants of people into a universe where they don't belong.
listen, I don't care. If they got zombies around you, you go punch a hole. I'll risk the incursion. You don't know when that incursion. Sylvie lived in a lot of the universes for eons before her universe started to become unraveled.
And so I guess if Wanda never got a hold of the Darkhold, because in this universe
Getting
Wanda
deep
got
on
bit.
this show now, y'all. It's getting deep. We
this
brought
is
Wanda
this is
into the.
how we try to connect everything. So
This is how we do
if
it.
Wanda never got hold of the Darkhold, we never had the events of WandaVision happen.
Well,
Because Vision.
no,
Mhm.
Vision still
Vision still died, but this
died.
was after Wanda got bit.
Yes.
So we don't have Wanda grieving over Vision in the way that she did to cause the
No.
Hex curse to
Yes.
kidnap the citizens of Westview. So we have no WandaVision.
Yes.
We have no Wanda with
No.
the Darkhold. We have no
No.
Wanda knowing that she has kids in another universe. So she
I
doesn't go
know.
seeking
Just
them. So if she doesn't
I
go
know what you're
seeking
thinking.
them, she
Where
doesn't
was
have to
Agatha all
go.
along, huh?
No,
That's what you're thinking.
I'm not
Where
worried
was
about
Agatha all
No,
along?
Agatha.
She could have sucked the chaos energy away from zombie Wanda. She gotta save
Agatha
the day.
said, "I'm not getting within 10 feet, a
Don't
100
don't even
feet,
say
a
my
thousand
name.
feet
God
of
damn.
Wanda." But no,
Oh,
what I'm
she
saying is
wildin'.
that
I'ma stay home.
the only reason that America showed up in our universe is because she was trying to escape Wanda. Wanda was coming after
Yes.
her. So
Yes.
if Wanda never knew about her children from an alternate universe, she never had a reason to go after America. So America is not
Yes.
in this universe with zombies. So I can
Nice.
see that makes sense.
Nice. So yeah, you wrapped that up real nice. Because again, we're going back to that goddamn MCU timeline that worked. Before the we doing a multiversal story in the multiverse
Yeah, because
with
this is
phase
still
4
in
stuff.
because this is still in a different universe from our MCU live action universe.
616 ish.
Yeah.
We don't
616
know.
with an asterisk, like the new Avengers.
Oh, you could go to hey with that one. Oh my god.
But yeah, but Kate getting obliterated, episode 1, Riri getting bit, and
That's what I
then
wanted to say.
we lose Milena, we lose Yelena, we lose Alexi, we lose Zemo, we lose John Walker.
Where was the Winter Soldier? When did he die?
Oh, they actually had something in the Wikipedia about Bucky not being in there. Following the show's premiere, the director's name, Brian Andrews, he
Brian
said, yeah,
Andrews.
where was it? Andrews stated that while Bucky Barnes did not make the cut to not overstuff the plot, he did survive the first season events off screen due to being a very busy assassin elsewhere. And Brad Winderbaum, who's like the producer of the Marvel TV shows, he suggested that Bucky might appear in the second season if the series gets picked up for a second season. Which,
That's the
let's talk
thing.
about the ending of the show, because Wanda has, like we talked about the zombies learning, Wanda
Yes.
learned to regain her
Yes.
powers, to master her powers of warping reality, altering reality as a zombie.
Yes. As
And
a zombie.
she
You can't keep a good woman down, Spider. She go figure it out.
she go figure it out.
She go
But
figure it
because
out.
of the events of that happened in Wakanda, in order to prevent Thanos from using the Infinity Stones, because who knows what would have happened if zombie Thanos would have snapped. Like, I don't
Thinking
know.
half the universe would have been dead still.
I don't know if he still had those
Same drive.
ideals. Yeah, I don't know if he
He's
still
still
had that
chasing
same drive.
stones.
He
I
was
think they're
chasing the
down to
stones.
their core concept.
And here's the thing, because in order for him to get the Power Stone, which was being held by the Nova Corps, he destroyed Xandar. Now, if he destroyed
Yes.
Xandar, that means there wouldn't be any Nova Corps to show up on Earth to try to watch the planet, unless there was a, because like I don't know how long before the
So
zombie
the battle of New
outbreak
York
happened.
happened.
Yes.
The battle of New York happened because we already established that Kate saw Hawkeye there.
Yes.
We're good with that. Loki either succeeded or didn't succeed.
I would imagine that he
Clearly,
didn't succeed.
clearly he didn't succeed because the Avengers was formed at the Battle of New York.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mind Stone is there. That's what ended up going to Vision because the Mind Stone was inside of Loki's
So Age
scepter.
of Ultron also happened.
Why did Age of Ultron
because
happen?
that's when
Because
Vision
Visions
was created.
exists. Yes, because Vision's there. Now, after that, this is Thanos is coming to Wakanda like he would any other time. Where was the Power Stone if Ronan wasn't sent to get it? Maybe he just showed up to where it was originally and got it from there.
So he showed up at
Because
He showed up to
more
Morag,
and just
whereas
got it
Peter Quill got it.
and just got it.
He could
So
have,
that means
yeah, he could have got it from
because
Morag.
there's no Guardians either. You don't see
Well, there are
there is
Guardians. Yeah,
Guardians.
because
There is
Groot
Guardians.
and Rocket got fucking vaporized.
But that means he would have had to run through Asgard and everything that happened with Thor had to happen because he has Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
But the Power Stone wasn't on Asgard.
No, Power Stone was in Xandar.
But the Guardians had the form because he met the Guardians in space after his ship got destroyed
Mm-hmm.
after Ragnarok. Oh, we just breaking this bitch down,
Yeah,
Strider.
there are some plot holes.
Glaring plot holes.
But I mean, again, we're in a different universe, so any number of different variations of things could have happened to
Or
get
not happen.
or not happen to get to the point to where we are in the show. But in order to stop Thanos from using the Infinity Stones, T'Challa knocked him into the vibranium reactor that they had under Wakanda.
It's Wakanda. Why wouldn't they have a vibranium
Exactly.
reactor? Of course they
And
do.
so it
Your country don't
created
have that? Y'all
no,
so
no.
behind the times. Y'all don't have a vibranium
the
reactor.
rest of the world is insanely behind the times compared to
Oh my
Wakanda.
God, y'all so behind. Yeah, they
But
got more than
it
one.
basically created a I don't even know what to call it. It's not like a
Vortex.
some type of energy explosion. That's the best way that I can. The
Well,
gamma
you know,
from the Infinity Stones collided with the energy given off by the vibranium, created this huge energy explosion.
vibration of vibranium power.
Something.
And we
Basically,
find out
infinity energy.
true
And
facts. I mean,
the only
yeah,
person who could contain it was Hulk, because as Hulk said in Endgame, the Infinity Stones give off gamma radiation. Hulk is made of gamma radiation. He's made to contain gamma radiation because
I don't know how true that is. When he snapped his goddamn hand, that arm got real baby small,
it
real baby burn.
it
You might
definitely
have bit off more than you could
it
chew.
definitely got charred, but he was still able to
And
get back in
and
the fight.
Iron Man didn't get charred. Iron Man,
Yes, he did.
I mean,
He
got
absolutely
burned,
did.
burned. But he ain't get burned like
Did you
Hulk.
not see
Hulk
what he
arm
looked
gets
like?
small.
It was
I'm just
it was
saying,
all up his
muscle.
neck, on his face. He was
He made a deal with
destroyed.
Mephisto.
He did not make a deal with Mephisto. He died.
He died for real. In
That
this
is when we
universe.
saw a body. He is gone.
Yeah, you saw his light go out. God damn, you need to
But
pay your bills, kids. Pay your light bill.
but Wanda is amassing an army because Hulk contained the infinity energy, and she wants the infinity energy so she could restart the
What?
world, so she can have enough power to be able to
Uh,
undo, as she puts it, undo all this
uh,
zombie stuff.
so
Um,
she's a hero.
she's the hero, and she said that she needs
Sure.
Kamala. I don't know why she needs Kamala, but she said that she needs
Everybody needs
Kamala.
Kamala.
Kamala
Yeah.
carried
In
the
her show,
show.
they needed
And that's another
it.
thing. I did not know that this show was going to be a through, like the show's going to tell their story through Kamala. I didn't know she was going to be the focal point of
And
the
that's what
show.
happens when you don't get a Miss Marvel 2. You get a zombies.
You get a Miss Marvel
Versus Miss Marvel.
1.5 in a
There you
universe that's
go.
not even her own.
Spider, remember we talked about this. We said when Disney bite the seed of Marvel, they're gonna get dark. They have to. There's no other way to do it. This show was really what, MA? Because
TVMA.
how else could you do it and have it done right? Not the girly, smally, boy, tally, shorty vision of taking the blood away, because this show needed. Hey, did they catch you with that jump scare in the first episode? Title card.
No.
You're a thug. You're a thug,
That's
Spider.
just what I had to think
Spider a
about. I was like,
thug.
wait, what jump scare?
The jump scare in the first episode when they don't play the Marvel intro like they do
Yeah, they're
normally,
just
and
like
then it's
Marvel Zombies.
jump scare.
No.
Ah,
No,
oh
they
yeah,
didn't
you're
get
a
me.
thug. Yeah, you different. You built different.
I mean,
They
they had a
couldn't.
few. They had a few jump scares that they tried to put in, like when Kamala was sleeping and she could see Infinity Hulk as just a shadowy figure, and then Wanda just jumps
Yeah,
out at her.
yeah, jump scares, baby. This is going hard in the paint, and that's what I was saying. They couldn't do kitty shows with Marvel. The fan base is too strong. They already have a how does the saying go? Disney wash
Well,
things,
I mean,
Disney
they
five
had their
things.
They had the I Am Groot shorts. That was sort of more geared towards
What that's
kids.
for?
That was for kids. That was for kids
Oh,
and for
you're right,
people who
because
love Baby Groot.
I didn't watch it at all. You are absolutely right.
I thought they were
Because
cute.
I need Groot to grow up. Got galaxies to save,
Baby Groot is
universes
what
to
makes
take.
money. Baby Groot and Grogu. Put the two of
If
those
that
together in the
was,
show, the
you know what, that
merchandise
don't
sells
make no sense
itself.
why they didn't do it. I don't understand why they didn't do it. They should have did it when they
Two
both
different
was hot. Not a
universes.
Mandalorian. So what? It's Disney. Not
Two
a
different
Mandalorian's
universes.
trying to make a universe. Trying to make a movie. Is that gonna happen? Who
You
knows?
need Groot with a
And Groot
Grogu
grew
like
up.
toy. That's how they're gonna get brought together.
He needs some milk. So
The blue milk.
from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Ew. Ew. That's not even milk. That's pus. Ew. Ew, George Lucas. Ew.
I don't even know if he still
Ew.
had anything to do with it at that point.
I think he gave up. He's like, y'all just ruined my characters. I'm just gonna go take my money and go over here.
I mean, it's still his production company. Lucasfilm is still on the beginning of every Star Wars property. So
At this point in time, could you really trust it to anybody else though? They have the knowledge, they have the know-how, they have the lore, they have the
no,
experience.
I don't think he's giving that to anybody else, but I think that he's found in Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau just how like Kevin Feige is doing with the MCU and James Gunn is doing with the DCU. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are taking Star Wars and they're like,
So
we are going to make sure that all of this stuff makes sense.
we're just gonna lose Jon Favreau to
I mean, I
Star
feel like we
Wars.
already
That's
lost Jon Favreau.
Yeah, I know, but I was just trying to be hopeful that he'll come back and do, one more
I
movie.
mean,
We're
what
gonna
else does Happy have to do?
celebrate. I don't want a Happy Hogan movie. I want a John
You
Favreau
want a Jon
directed
Favreau
movie.
directed movie? No, he was
He
done after
directed
Iron
Iron
Man
Man
2.
1 and 2.
After 2, that was it.
Arguably one of the two best movies in MCU history. That's not
1,
downplaying him.
sure. 2,
Are you kidding me?
there are a lot
You
of
got the
MCU movies that are better than
suitcase.
Iron Man 2. See, and that's the
Name
thing.
two
You
of
you
them.
have a lot of movies in it. You have a lot of MCU movies that have a lot of great moments, but they're not great movies.
Iron Man have an existential crisis internally with himself that he's going to die. He wilds out, let his best friend steal his suit, almost goddamn kills himself trying to do the most like he does. Build a relationship with Pepper, in the relationship with Pepper, and then get her back at the end, and save the day with a new suit, a mobile suit.
And all of those little
Taking the first
moments
movie and
that you just
elevating it to the next
explained,
level.
that's about 20% of the movie.
Yes. So
everything else is not great.
What are you talking about?
Whiplash was not a great villain.
Widow?
Whiplash was not a great villain. We got introduced to Black Widow, but then what did she do? We got introduced to her. She was in a box. She was in the boxing ring.
You're laying to say she posed. She posed a lot.
That's it.
Yeah, she's a poser.
Again, a moment, but it's not. It does moments.
That was the first movie to start to implant seeds that they could go back and harvest.
They started implanting seeds in Iron Man. That's when we got the introduction to this is going to be a bigger universe. Once Nick Fury showed up at the end, at that post-credit scene of Iron Man, that was the beginning of the MCU. It wasn't just Iron Man. This is the first movie of the MCU now.
And who came after? Black Widow and Hawkeye.
No, it was at the end of the Incredible Hulk. That's when Tony Stark showed up and talked to Ross.
Everybody think Iron Man was first. Hulk was first.
No, Hulk came after Iron Man.
No, it was Hulk.
Hulk was Eric Ang Lee's Hulk was not a part of the MCU.
Right, but Norton Hulk canon is.
Yes, but that came after Iron Man.
Iron Man in universe came out before
the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Yes.
In canon in the universe. Movie release wise, you're right. timeline wise, like he was already Iron Man because he was like, "You always have such nice suits,"
Right.
which was a play that he's out as Iron Man.
Yes.
All right, no Iron Man in this though. Got his armor stolen and replaced with a
Got a
teddy
teddy
bear
bear
head.
head. But we get the reveal that we see in episode 1, Riri gets bit, but she injects herself with something. She's like, this is not the way I wanted to test this out. That clearly she created some type of anti-serum,
Virus killer.
right. Some way to stave off the zombie infection.
Could it
And
be a cure? Could it be a whole cure?
I mean, if it works, then I don't see
I
why it
mean,
wouldn't be.
you said let's talk about the ending. Riri is alive
Riri is
and she's
alive.
fighting and
But
she's
here's the
trying to
thing.
get
She's
Kamala to wake
breaking
up.
she's breaking through what she called a signal. She said she hacked the signal. But we don't know what signal is being broadcast that's putting Kamala into this sort of hallucinogenic
Trance.
state to where she's experiencing a world that doesn't exist, because they're all sitting outside a cafe drinking boba. She sees Cameron across the street with his stupid red scarf. And but he's not really there. So what is it that Wanda did that is making Kamala believe that she is in a healed universe when in reality she's not? And what signal, but what signal is being broadcast to make her think that? Because, Wanda doesn't use technology to make people see things. We saw that in Age of Ultron. No, she uses her chaos magic in order to project visions into people's brains. But if that's the case, how can Riri hack that signal? Like, what is Riri hacking? What is she doing to be able to break through that?
Hey, did you watch that show called Ironheart on Disney?
You know your snaps don't get picked up.
Sure don't. It's so embarrassing to do too. And it's like, what is he doing? Casta dancing? So it showed in Ironheart that there is a merger between magic and tech. Mm-hmm. So it would not surprise me because it is her show. So what happens in her show is kind of canon to her character, that she figured out a way that those, where I'm from,
but
your ancestors call it magic. Where I'm from, we call it science. I'm from a place where it's the same.
Yeah.
So but magic and science is only frequency.
Think about how much she had to go through in order to have that integration with her suit of magic and science.
Yeah, because she don't do magic. She just on the receiving end. And at least that's what they showed in the show.
Yeah, and then she doesn't even have a full suit at this point. She just has just sort of like a chest piece, like a battery chest piece, and a gauntlet, and that's it. And like maybe something, I don't know if she has like extra battery power on her back or if that's a jetpack or something. But she doesn't have a full suit.
You're forgetting one thing. She's Riri Williams.
She is Riri Williams, but
she's one of the smartest people in the MCU.
Even though she is one of the smartest people in the MCU, she still had to have help to be able to understand magic and how to integrate it into the technology. And that's with resources and time, which I don't think that she has either of those. Well, she has resources because we saw they were holed up in Kate's mom's house, and they had like the whole setup in the kitchen where she was working on all of her tech and everything. So she had that before they left. And this was after they left.
We don't know if she was working on it because look at Yelena mama was working on her zombie human.
Yeah, but they were also in a SHIELD base.
They were in a home.
No, I'm talking about in Marvel Zombies. They were in a SHIELD base in Ohio.
Yelena and
Yelena, Milena, and Alexei, they were in a SHIELD base. Yes. They had a whole compound.
Yeah, that they were utilizing the zombies to
Yeah, so that's what I'm
mask.
saying. They had the technology because they were in the shield base. That's why they were able to use the beacon to link with the shield motherboard to find out that it was a transmitter to the Nova Core.
What I'm saying is they cross tech with zombie anatomy. So
Yeah,
if you could cross
but
tech
it
with
still wasn't
zombie
magic though.
anatomy, no, but who can explain how magic works? It's magical. You don't know. It's kind of like you have to
You would need
believe.
you know you need somebody that understands magic, that practices the magic to be able to bridge that gap between magic and tech. That's why we had, and
I
I'm
don't know
sorry that
who's alive.
I'm blanking on the character's name in
It could have been
Ironheart.
any of those sorcerers that.
But they did Review never made it to the sorcerers though.
I don't know, Spider. They portaled everybody else in. Who's to say they didn't portal her in?
Because I feel like if they ported her in, I think that they by
They
the
would have portaled her in at the same
they
time.
would have
What if
portaled her
not if she
in. Yeah,
didn't
they would
need
have
to
portaled
be?
her in at the same time they portaled everybody else in.
Nah, what if she was safe where she was, working on what she was working on to hack the signal?
I'm sure she
Dun
was, but
da
I
da
just don't.
da.
But what I'm saying is that I don't know who she would have gone to be able to understand magic in that short period of time, because we're
And this
talking
is
about
Marvel's fault for not greenlighting the
like
season two. So we
because
could
we're
have
talking
got that
about
answer.
the show takes place in the span of a few days, because
Yes.
from Kate, Riri, and Kamal leaving New York, they probably drove a day or two to get to Ohio,
Maybe.
depending on how long it took them. But then they never really made it there. But we know that it was nighttime when they went through what it was, the Valley of Broken Gods or something like that,
Mm.
and got their vehicle wrecked. Kate died. Riri got bit. Kamala got picked up by Blade Knight. It was nighttime when that happened. They
Is his
made it
official name
to,
Blade Knight?
yeah, that's what they call him, Blade Knight.
Got you. I just didn't know that was his official. I just called him Blade because he's Blade, but Blade
But
Knight,
he's
I
Blade
guess
Knight.
that works.
But
Okay.
they made it to the Shield base in Ohio the next night, and then like almost right after they made it there, they got attacked by the zombies. So they
Facts.
left then, and they made it down to New Orleans probably another couple days. It was daytime when they got to New Orleans, and then they left out that night. Then they got into the fight with Namor later on that night. They
They ain't got
escaped.
no chill. They
They
ain't got no chill.
None. They escaped there, got to New Asgard probably the next day, midday, and then they escaped New Asgard later that night to get into the spaceship to fly into space, and then got confronted by the Nova Corps and had to leave, crash landed later on, or about to crash land that next day, got teleported to Kamertage, and they
Yes.
planned, probably later on that day, and then they showed up in Paris later on that night. So you're talking about at most a week.
What do you
So
think Riri need?
I don't
She
know
from
that.
Chicago, baby.
But the thing about it is, it depends
Chi-town, baby.
on what she's
What?
doing, because if she's hacking into chaos magic, I feel like as smart as Riri is, she had to have gotten help from somebody to be able to understand that, because a tech
Maybe she
person,
did.
I'm not saying that she didn't, but we don't
Maybe
know.
she touched the dark hole. We do know she be
Hacking,
easily tempted by dark forces.
well, if she ran into the dark hole, then we have bigger problems to worry about in season 2.
Hey, Wanda's supposed to have destroyed them in every universe, so maybe that's not what actually
It
happened. But
didn't
at the
happen because
same
she never
time,
got her hand on it.
this is
Wanda never
also
had
true.
opportunity to get to the dark hole before she got bit.
It's a plot device that they'll never use again in any future, whatever. I think that's something they can keep because if they say she destroyed it in every universe, and it's already destroyed in every universe,
It
and she's
doesn't
the
have to come up
nexus.
again. The same with the stones, I guess. That's
Oh
how
no, those stones are nowhere near done. You can see them now. They're clearly in this story. In fact, even as they've been atomized to atoms, which they shouldn't have been in the quantum realm, but unless the quantum realm is the bedrock of everything, that's where they were. You saw the Infinity Stones in the quantum realm. And if Kang comes back and grab those little things and keep zooming
When
up,
did we see the
growing up,
Infinity Stones in the quantum realm?
what? Are you crazy? They're right there.
When?
They were in the huddle. What are you talking about? They were right after Scott drank the ooze. They were in the Rebels group. All of them were there. It's like a party. All six of them. There's really seven, but we don't like to talk about the black one, don't y'all?
No idea what the
Whatever.
fuck you're talking about.
One, there's a black stone that they didn't put in the movie because seven was just too goddamn much. I understand.
What is
But
the
then,
seventh stone
then,
for?
oh, you know what, bro? I'll show it to you later on. We're
Okay.
gonna close these zombies out. That's the part that y'all not gonna get. But if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all can throw it in the comments. But yes, there's a seventh stone, and yes, 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 y'all don't want to talk about it because it's black.
So, well, let's talk about Marvel Zombies. So, in our 4 episodes, we have, like I said, we had a number of characters show up. We had Shang-Chi, we had Katie, we had Zemo, we
Uh-huh.
had John Walker, we had Jimmy
Uh-huh.
Woo, we had
Uh-huh.
Yelena, we had Milena, we had
This
Alexi,
is true.
we
Yeah.
had Namor as a zombie, Okoye as a
Yeah.
zombie, Abomination,
Yeah.
Ghost,
Yeah.
Captain
True.
America.
Facts.
We had
Moon,
Spider-Man coming
Blade
back. We
Moon,
have
Blade
Ant-Man's
Night.
head coming back. We have Blade Knight. We have Blade Knight also getting killed. So like I
Yeah,
said,
I'm not
they were
okay with that.
not
I'm not okay
shying
with that.
away
I'm
from,
still hung up over that. That
yeah,
you
they're
go
not
kill
shying away
Blade
from
Knight like
killing
that.
off characters. And I feel
But
like
he's an avatar. He's not supposed to be able to die.
that's just how powerful Wanda is.
Wanda
No,
didn't
it
kill
wasn't
him.
even
Thor
Wanda, it was
killed him.
Thor.
Thor
Thor killed
killed
him.
him.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
hit him with
Thor
the
is
lightning.
also very powerful. So,
More powerful than Khonshu?
I mean, Thor is a god.
Khonshu's a god too. He's
Khonshu
the
is a
Egyptian
Khon,
god of the night.
but here's the thing: Khonshu is a god acting through an avatar. Thor is a god acting through himself. So I would argue that Thor is more powerful than Blade Knight.
Damn. Let's start giving Thor this pass as a god. I don't know why they keep saying that. Even his father said they're not gods. They grow old, they die, even though it takes a couple of thousand years. Long longevity, maybe, not a god. Gods don't die, do they?
I don't know. I never met one.
Oh, allow me to reintroduce myself.
And be God VIP Frankie Washington.
You said it, so now I don't feel bad saying hearing it. There you go. Y'all can't
But
say, "Oh, he is thinking he too much." I didn't say it. I did hear it though. Thank you for that.
but no, we had a number of characters show up in the show.
Yes, sir.
Most of them did not survive. We got into episode 4 where Wanda was basically trying to appeal to Kamala and basically saying like all of your friends are either dead or dying. There are more people that are
Yes,
going to
this is
die
the this is
unless you
the down
allow me
moment.
to take the power and start everything over. And we see Spider-Man getting overwhelmed. We see Scott Lang getting overwhelmed. Like I said, we saw Blade Knight die. We saw Yelena die on the raft. We saw Alexi get bitten, or not even get bitten. Alexi ate the zombie flesh in Asgard. So
Yeah, that's
they
crazy.
they show up
Because she
as
put the
zombies
hex over
afterwards.
everybody else, and
Yeah,
he was just eating. He didn't even know.
no.
That's
And here's the thing:
crazy.
when they were walking in, because Blade Knight can see the future, or he at least gets warnings of
Uh,
things. So I guess not see the
yeah,
future, but he gets warnings of things. I'm
Khonshu
assuming from
talks to
Khonshu.
him.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
they walk in,
Khonshu don't know everything. We know that already.
but they walk in, he tells them, don't touch anything. And Alexi goes in and sits down at a table because, of course, he's sad. He's mourning Yelena's death.
Yelena.
He starts eating, he starts drinking, and Jimmy Woo goes to eat some of the food. Blade Knight slaps it out of his hands.
Mm.
So he saved he saved Jimmy for the moment, because then Jimmy gets basically eviscerated, gets a decapitated head, flies and everything. But
Yeah.
did he not stop? Why didn't he stop Alexei from
Yeah.
eating?
He don't fuck with him. Blade Knight don't fuck with Lexi, you know? You got to remember, Blade from London, okay? So I don't know what the story with London and Russia is, but I can tell you go get what you go get, my
Yeah.
guy. Go over there and cry. Hey, not you. Put that down.
This is
And you would think that he would want,
really what he did. He just slapped it out of his head.
you would think he would want the super soldier on his
Right.
side, but nah, the guy that do close up magic, that's
Yeah.
your play. That's your bet. I can't understand it. But Thor didn't have to do him like that.
I mean, I
I
felt
mean,
like that
why
was the only
was
way he was gonna
Thor
stop him.
depressed?
Because he couldn't. I mean, it's the same like in Endgame. He was depressed
But
because he failed.
Thanos didn't die. Thanos wasn't there yet. Wanda was there. Oh no, no, no. In his reality, you're right. That was he wasn't there when Black Panther took him over the. Yes, he was. He threw the blade in his chest,
Yeah.
and then
And
Spider Man
then
pulled it out. Then
got
Black Panther did.
Rocket and
That's why
Groot
he was all
killed.
depressed.
Yeah.
Damn, but how the hell he lost half his face?
Because he
I
got
don't remember.
that blast that vaporized Rocket and Groot. Because I mean, it's the same thing like when he was holding the eye open to make Stormbreaker, or to melt
Yes,
the metal to make
yes.
Stormbreaker,
The
how he
Uru
got
metal.
burned, but it wasn't too much to
He
where he couldn't
needs
heal
the
himself from it.
axe.
Yeah. And so
For no reason whatsoever.
right, it's magic, it's magical powers.
There you
But
go.
but yeah, but whatever Thanos did with him when he blasted him with whatever blast he hit him with, that's what got him.
It only grazed Thor. You just shake it off. But yeah, that'd be messed up. It like almost takes away your healing factor because it has all the stones in it. It's like, God damn. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could heal yourself, but the time stone's not gonna let you. What? It works in reverse. Like everything's permanent. Magic.
But yeah, so I
It
don't
left the
know if there's going to
season
be,
very
yeah,
ambiguous.
very open ended.
Riri's alive. They probably have some other heroes alive that they just like you just confirmed. Bucky was alive, and there's a whole Wonder Man can make his appearance
I feel like that would be
in
weird
zombies.
for him to
Why?
just show up
If he
after all
shows
that.
up in the theater and does really well, guess where he gonna show up next? Everywhere.
But
I don't think he's
where
gonna be in Secret
would he
Invasion though.
have been? Because I think Wonder Man takes place in LA, because he's an actor.
An actor.
So we
I don't
already
know
know
why they're
the
gonna
outbreak
drop it
started in
before the
San
reboot.
Francisco, so I would imagine that California was the first to get overrun. So where would he have been this whole time?
Hey, hey, you give us season 2, we'll let you know. Got actors. They got a lot of people, a lot of characters that they're gonna be able to weave into this. Because listen, Spider, if you think you're gonna keep getting Marvel zombies, you're crazy. You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. You know how Disney do. If you like it, they'll cut it off. So you
I
better be
feel
careful.
like we should only get one more season of zombies. I feel like this isn't something that should drag on and on for multiple seasons. I think we got
The Walking Dead did it.
but
They're in season 22.
that's
Old school numbers.
I mean, they've gotten spin-offs and stuff, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's
They about to
different.
put the Transformers in the Walking
That's
Dead.
that's not dealing with
I am
magic
Optimus Zine.
and superheroes and all that other kind of stuff. I feel like we got the cliffhanger at the end of season 1, and I think that we find some resolution in season 2 because now we have to defeat Wanda. I don't know how we defeat Wanda, but we have to find some way to defeat Wanda. And I
Do
feel
you
like that gets resolved
realize?
in season 2, and that's as far as we need to go with it.
Yeah, she does seem like the ultimate big bad. Because where else should you go after that? Like a zombified Doctor Doom doesn't have the same hoorah, hoorah. Like it
No,
takes out of the harm, it takes out of the horror, it takes out of
I
pretty much
do
everything.
feel like if we do get a season 2 of Marvel Zombies, it'll probably take place after Doomsday. And so I think that if anybody were to help Riri combine tech and magic, Doom might be the person to do that.
You said it. I did.
What does he have to gain from doing that? I don't know. I don't know what will
Oh,
be
it's the
his
same spill.
motivation to help.
Having everybody bend the knee to Doom. What are you talking about? He's the
Yeah,
same spill.
yeah.
And if he feel like he's the only one that can save the world, then he's gonna do that. And I would not be surprised if that's the spin because at the end of Doomsday, that character doesn't die. No character dies in the MCU except for Uncle Ben, and that's just what it is.
And Heimdall and Natasha,
Heimdall, no, all of
and
the Heimdall's not dead. He's just in Valhalla.
he's dead in Valhalla.
They showed you Valhalla is just a different place, just like they're
It's
showing
a
you all
place
of
you go
those.
after you die.
eh,
Even
Yeah,
even
if you die
Valkyrie
a
asked
warrior's
that
death.
when they were plummeting to Earth. She was like, would this consider be dying in battle?" Because
I don't think so.
she I mean, it was a space battle.
Oh no, just going by what Thor's was selling Sith when in the horrible movie Love and Thunder, it's like her arm may be in Van Halen because she lost it in fighting, but if she had died then it didn't count, which was crazy because she was still suffering from her wounds from the
From
battle.
battle. But she was no,
Yeah,
it's like the whistle blew, fight's over. So
fight's over.
if you die
You,
now, it's
you
no longer in battle.
the benefits no longer apply. You're timed out of the benefits. You know how they tell you, do you need more time? You got to click that you say you're still active. You missed out. It's
Logged out due
resetting
to
them. You lost.
inactivity.
You wasn't fighting anymore. We logged you out. We automatically logged you out. You got to get back in another fight.
We need that 2-factor
That's
authentication to get you signed back in.
crazy.
You got to get back into another
He-
fight.
here's why I agree with you. If you go back and you watch What If season 3, and I didn't pay attention to this until now. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, while we're doing this show, they showed us Blade Knight,
Yeah,
but we didn't think that we were gonna get Blade Knight. We were like, "Oh man, that looks so cool. That's Blade. Like, why are we not getting that?"
yeah. There
And then
were,
Blade Knight was in Zombies, but they also showed like a different Spider-Man.
yeah. They
They
show.
showed
I
like
think
a
they show
Ghost
Cohorty
Rider.
as a Wolverine variant or something.
So what if no play on words. What if they start doing that and start giving us those different iterations of those characters in like different what if ish spin-off shows? Maybe not zombies, but what if the next one's like a space one and we run into that symbiote looking Spider-Man, or if it's a history one and we gotta get that Ghost Rider, uh Shogun Ghost Rider that they showed. Because you're right. They're gonna have to listen. Just because What If is ended, don't cry. Good people that love Marvel. We got the same team, but they're gonna work on zombies. Zombies gonna end. Don't cry because we got the same team working on Shogun, Ghost Rider, ish, something working title. Don't worry, when that's over, we're gonna take those same guys and we're gonna make Spider-Man, Aqua Series, or something. You're gonna love it. Same team, good story.
I don't see it
Because you've seen
happening.
this character already. Oh wow. Okay. Don't worry. We're gonna take the same team and we're gonna put them on X-Men 97.
No, X-Men 97 is going to keep their team that they had working on.
Hey, I'm just saying they might merge those teams. We started this whole conversation talking about a merger that would be a dream merger to have.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Put the Eagles aside.
No, I think that I think that was one of those what if things that was like, these are random combinations of characters as well as some, like famous variants that people know of. And I think that was just something fun to add to the end of What If because it was the end
You
of the
might
series.
you might be right, but at the same time, we got Blade Knight
Yeah.
actively in this series. And like you said, if they had to pivot, that's an interesting pivot. It's like, oh, let's just utilize Blade Knight and make it about Kamala.
I
And
mean, I feel like
interesting.
that as a pivot, I feel like as heavily involved in the series as he was, I don't think that was a pivot. I think that was something that they
Got you.
always intended to do. Um, I think that they
But you think the
probably
Captain Carter thing was a pivot, right? Kind of like, oh, we need a through line. We use Captain Carter. Let's just finish the series out with her.
no, because I felt like at the end of season one, they still had her very much as the lead character of this what if timeline. So I
Hmm.
think they always intended it to go through her. I think the end of season three, where she becomes a watcher and then fucks off somewhere else in the universe, I
Yeah,
think
she's
that
fucking off
was
somewhere.
something that was
Probably,
not thought of in season one.
yeah,
So it was something that came about over the
dancing
years.
somewhere with
But no, I
Steve.
think that she was always intended to be like the main focal point of the universe, which I think like the same with Marvel Zombies. It was always intended for Kamala to be the
I
one
agree with that.
propelling the storyline along.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
When she put her fist in Namor's mouth and blew his head wide open, I was
Somebody
like,
had to.
but it was like after that, I was like, oh, okay, she's because of course she's still a teenager, and
Yeah, not no
zombie or
more.
not, a teenager killing someone
Yeah,
has ramifications. It has
yeah,
affected her. We can't even pretend that it hasn't, but the way she was like after that, because it was like before she was just trying to fend them off, and then after
yeah.
that she was like, okay, well now they just gotta die.
They
She
gotta
was
die.
squishing
She
them
was
in
going
between the hard light and everything.
neck shots, head shots. She was
She
throwing
when
her
yeah when they were
projectiles.
trying to defend Infinity Hulk and they were running to the zombie, she like made a blade that was like 20 feet wide and was just
I know Blade
running
was
through and
smiling.
just
Blade was
decapitating
proud. He was
everybody.
like, "Yeah, I like it." That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
she went from mild mannered to after she popped Namor, it was over. Like it's survival mode,
Yeah.
and y'all ain't trying to hold back on me. Plus, I don't want to get bit off with your head. That's some
And
royal
after
stuff
she
right there.
watched all of her friends die,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All y'all fuckers gotta die. And I almost died how many times? Falling from the sky. I thought I was dead.
right,
Oh, I ain't even playing with y'all. And we can't get no help. The Nova Corps trying to shoot us down.
right.
I gotta be here. Oh, y'all gotta go. Oh, y'all gotta go. I don't know why people are in love with the whole idea of a zombie apocalypse. You know, there's people that actually prep and prepare themselves for that, and they got books and they like
Mm-mm.
know what to do in case. I'm
I,
gonna just go ahead and be
I don't.
honest
I
with you. My
don't.
will to survive is high. I ain't
I
about to do all that though.
I know how. Like if the power goes out right
Uh
now,
huh. Uh huh.
power's out, internet's out, whatever. I'm
Yep.
fine. I've been without power for multiple days throughout
Yeah.
hurricanes. It's happened.
Yeah.
I've experienced it. It's not pleasant, but I've experienced it.
Yes.
And that's always because I know that at the end of it all, the power is going to come back. Life is going to
This is true.
resume. If
At
I'm in
some
a
point.
situation where it's a zombie apocalypse, utilities are fucked, and now I have to figure out how to survive on my own, I'm
Yeah.
not built for that. I know I'm not built for that. I mean, yeah, I
Not
could pick up
cold
skills along the
showers
way.
and
I
of
mean, I'm
course you
fine with a
can.
cold shower, but that's
Well, I'm
not the
just
worst
saying
of it.
daily.
Like, I
Okay.
mean, I did that in the military. That's nothing.
I got you.
But like having to go out and hunt for my own food and forage and survive like that. I mean, I feel like after a point,
But
I'm
you know, I
like,
can't tell us the difference between rotten berries and poisonous berries. So I don't have no hope for myself. I'm gonna just go ahead and find a community
I mean,
with Dan Harmon writing.
I'm sure I could adapt if forced to. I know I say it now because I'm living in the lap of luxury with all of the things that I have. If
Right,
I am
lights.
forced to and I have to survive, then
You
yeah,
know
I
about
think
that candle life. I got the
humanity
new candles. I got the new candles.
do Bath and Body Works is prime
They get,
prime loot.
you got the new, they smell good. They smell good. Yeah, I'm looting. I'm looting. Y'all go for the TVs. I'm going for Bath and Body Works to
Right.
get them candles.
Exactly. No, I know humanity has the survival instinct to do what it needs to in times of crisis to pull together, but I don't think I would want to deal with it. I think I would just be like, if I know that there's no coming back from it, and it's like this is just like The Last of Us, like this is the way that we have to live from now
Yeah,
on.
this is
Just,
life now.
I
This is the
mean,
new norm.
I'm just, I call it quits. I'm done. I'm out.
What you gonna let a zombie bite you?
Maybe.
Your will to survive is gonna take over. You're gonna become an archer like Hawkeye. You're gonna be like you're gonna make your own makeshift
I don't know how good
shank.
my aim is.
Don't worry, you'll have time to practice.
And
Because
then
guess
that's the
what? You'll
thing.
be the
And
new
then it's
Captain
like,
America. You'll have your own shield.
and the thing about it is like, I know in The Walking Dead and Lost and all of these like apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic survival type shows, at least from a
Uh-huh.
drama's perspective, you always have that one like shisty character that you can't really trust. They seem trustworthy, but they're always doing something shitty behind the scenes. In
Yep.
real life, there are way more than just one in a group.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that's harder to overcome than trying to just survive. It's like being able to trust people, because at the end of the day, and not to like bring the mood down or anything, but you're anyone who's familiar with the story of what happened during Hurricane Katrina and when people were evacuated to the Louisiana Superdome and how shit just got fucking horrible
Real
in
bad,
there.
real fast.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that if we were in a zombie apocalypse type situation, there would be a lot of that, but on a global
Real
scale.
bad, real fast.
And
Yes.
I either
I'm
I
good.
I go out on my own terms, or somebody else is gonna end up taking me out. I would
I'm gonna go out. I'm probably gonna go out as a hero, but at the same time, I need
I would
somebody to go ahead
try
and
my
knock my
damnedest.
block off
Yeah.
once I turn. It's one of those situations like once I turn, I'll need you to go ahead and knock my block off because I'm not about to run around here roaming the earth looking for girls that got the same thought process as I do. Brains. Brain. I
But
haven't heard a zombie say brains in like so long.
because I
Spider,
think I
these
think
zombies
they've
can
moved
talk
be I
now.
think they moved beyond that.
They got brains now.
Well, they could talk when, well, really Okoye was the only one that talked.
Okoye made Hawkeye a general.
Yeah.
She like working for Wanda. She's
Yeah.
like, she go promote you, my guy. All you gotta do is follow, bend the knee,
And then
bend
the
the
thing about
knee.
it is Hawkeye didn't do shit else after that.
No, fall in line. But the
But I
problem is
mean,
you out here messing things up. We trying to get to Kamala and you shooting at Kate, you killing, trying to what if that would have hit Kamala? Then you mess up the plan. I could kill you or you could fall in line. Which one you want? You seen the glimmer in his eye? I'm gonna fall in line. And he was right there when Okoye stood on the cliff. She had ghosts, she had
and
abomination,
she had
and
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
And we saw Abomination went in while he threw some zombies across. He did the whole cannonball special with Cap and just flung them
Right.
across the map.
Get
He
your
went
ass
in,
over there.
Ghost went in, Hawkeye didn't go in.
Yeah, cause stay there. You get too trigger happy. Slow down. Let him go in there and punch you. Boy, Hulk said he ain't having none of that. Hulk stood up.
Ooh.
Hulk said, "You want some?
Abomination came
Come
running at
get some."
Hulk. Hulk said, "What?" It just, dude, Hulk was handling business. I
He didn't even basically hit him. He just hit him with that draft. Hit him with that. Just to flex my arms on
right.
y'all. I ain't even
He
got to
gave it.
touch
He gave
y'all.
him the Henry Cavill like bicep reload.
What? Oh my lord, he real. Aang's just sat back down. He looking at Wanda like, what you gonna do?
Right.
Oh, she real. Oh, she real. They had Hulk on the Oh, what you doing, Hulk? You was just swinging. Now she got you by the chest.
I mean, that
Now
was
she got you.
what was the
Well, she did kind of just run up on him though. He was like,
I mean, she dropped the
"Got you."
raft on him, and then she got the giant zombies to like jump him. I'm trying to remember what it was. That was Invincible, right? It was like the
What?
Angstrom Levy was saying that he knows how to beat Invincible. The way the way to beat him is to overpower him. Like you can't take him in a one-on-one fight, but if you get enough, like the Animan, if they get enough of them to jump on Mark, they'll overwhelm him, tire him out. Then that's when you take him down, and that's basically what she did to Hulk. She threw so much at him all at once to
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he got to a point, even with all of that infinity energy, he was
She
breathing
got
hard.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is power. It does have to be.
it's not limitless.
It's not ultimate power. It's not. Yeah, like you said, it's not limitless. It has its very limitations.
Yeah,
Because clearly they could be destroyed. Again, if you're a god, I don't know if gods could die.
we'll find out.
Thor damn near died, but Thor is not really a
Thor
god.
got his head crushed. Thor is dead.
Zombie Thor is dead.
Zombie Thor is dead. Yes.
Just to let you know that zombie disease really mess with your anatomy.
Yeah,
You
it makes you
seen Shang
squishy.
you see Shang-Chi didn't move that ring off that arm. He
No.
kept that one right.
He was like, I am
You play
Shang-Chi
if
and
you
the
want
Nine
to.
Rings.
Yeah, you play if you ain't even 9 because he gave
He
Katie
gave
a
Katie
couple
something.
of them.
He kept 5. He gave Katie 4.
There
Well, I
you
mean,
go.
technically they have 4 each because he has the one. Well, no, because he has the one on his arm, and I think he had 5, and he gave Katie 4.
Mhm. You gotta give us something. She ain't had no
And I
skills in
mean,
Shang-Chi.
if that was the case, I feel like Wenwu could have survived. He could have gave Shang-Chi the one to save his arm, and he could have kept some for himself to fight the zombies off. Enough for him to be able to get on a helicopter, right?
Didn't you just say you don't want to be around
But I
when
mean,
the
if I got
zombies around?
magical alien rings, I mean, I have a better chance than me out there with a bow and arrow.
You are absolutely right.
And
He came down there
not only does he
slinging them
have the
rings,
rings, but he also has the knowledge and the training to be able to defend himself.
and the rings make you immortal. So
I
eventually,
feel like he didn't have to give up all of them. He
he's
could have
sick of
kept
Shang-Chi.
he could
He's
have kept
sick of him.
one.
Sick of this boy. He out here. He know what's gonna happen. He get bit once, he gonna get bit again. Look, I'm gonna just go ahead and give him all the
He's like,
rings
I ain't about to sit here and try to worry about
for
you
eternity with this.
24/7. Like, you
I
know
done
what?
already lost
Take the
my
rings. I'm done
wife.
with you.
I don't know where my daughter at. Look, I'm out. I'm gonna leave you a death dealer. He yours now.
Then Death Dealer
Before
got
Death Dealer
destroyed.
died, oh my God, that was so funny about Death Dealer and
And Jimmy,
Jimmy.
relationship was their relationship was great. But I feel like
Death Dealer's
that's
like, I'm
Randall
not
Park.
talking to
That's
this dude.
Randall Park is just a lovable guy. Like no matter what character he's playing, he's so endearing. He's so lovable, and he puts that into every single character. And him, they're talking about the bunk because of course you have to be that charismatic with a scene partner that doesn't talk. Right. So
Right,
so he's
right.
like, so about that top bunk, I know you might want it, but I was just thinking that, we could maybe discuss it, rock, paper, scissors, all this other kind of
That's
stuff. And Dead
crazy.
Dealer just throws the stuff on the bottom of he's like, Death Dealer,
Like,
you're the best. It's
it's
just
like
like
this dude, I can't stop
the
this dude from talking.
right.
You know he an assassin, right? You know he kills people for like
Death Dealer could have
less.
and that's the thing. Death Dealer could have killed him at any moment and just been done with him. So he had to kind of like enjoy it too.
That's crazy. This dude is a trained assassin, and you just talking to him. I am
I
every
just
day
love the way
evil.
you deal Death Dealer.
This dude, wow.
Oh
So
man.
the problem is with this whole four four episodes is
Mm-hmm.
one, we talked about this before because we gave it enough praise. Let's get into the nitty and the gritty, Spider. 4 episodes, 4 goddamn episodes, 4 episodes. Why are we doing this? Don't try to pander me with these good episodes and then you're like, well, that's it. Somebody has to put an end to this, Spider. Or they're gonna keep doing it.
I feel like
Clearly not enough episodes.
clearly not enough episodes. But if, like what we talked about earlier, is that if it was intended to be a movie in the first place, you have 4 episodes, each of them are about 30 minutes or so. So you're looking at about a
Yeah,
2 hour, 2 hour
2 hour.
and 20 minute ish movie if it was a movie.
But they cut it like a TV show
But they
though,
cut it
because
like a
we
TV
talked
show.
about that before. Because you have a movie and you just cut it in increments, you come end up with some type of Tubi quibbly nonsense
It seems
won't
a little
exist.
broken and disjointed. So they formatted it well enough. I'll say, because like I said, with the whole just the Spider-Man telling the backstory in episode 3 after we've already like kind of dealt with or experienced 2 episodes of all of the zombies and stuff. It was a little kind of seem mixed up putting that in
Mm,
episode 3 out of 4 episodes. It's like putting the beginning close to the end.
right.
But I think that it the way that they cut it, there has to be a season 2. I
Mm,
If they leave this and this doesn't get greenlit for season 2, I've already saw like literally the day after it dropped, because it dropped on the 24th. On the
mhm.
25th, just going through like I was online and I saw a headline that was like Marvel Zombies is the third worst rated Disney Plus Marvel TV show.
What?
I'm like, it's been out for a fucking day. Like, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
that's clickbait. That's clickbait, bro.
It
That's all
Yeah,
that
I
is.
mean, and of course I didn't read it. That was just a headline. But
Yeah.
I feel like, and we talked about this before, is because you have a female led television show. You start off episode 1 with 3
God, they
females.
still on that. They still on that.
It's I don't know why, but it's like that's
Sexism, bro.
it. And it pisses me off because the show is enjoyable. It's like if you watch the show and you take it for what it is. Yes, there are some as we're talking about it, there are some things like, how do we make this connection? How does this make sense? Like we brought up the thing like, oh, if we're talking about Young Avengers, where's America Chavez? You take a second and think about it. It's like, okay, well, we backtrack. Where are we in the timeline? What was happening
Yes.
in the MCU storyline? It's like, oh, okay, well, if this didn't
Yes.
happen, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, then no, America wouldn't show up. Then it's like, if you just take a second to think about it, it's like, oh, okay,
Yes.
so that sort of makes sense. But everybody is so quick to have these knee-jerk reactions to it. It's like you watch one episode and it's like, oh no, this don't make sense. This sucks. Why would they all be in New York? Why would Riri be a part of this? And like all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, no, we don't know everything that would have brought them together, because we're looking at 5 years after what had happened
Right.
and now we're picking up on it. Let the show evolve. It's
Bro,
like
that's what I was
you
trying to tell
watch.
you. I had to keep watching Breaking Bad, and if I would have never sat through the slow episodes, I
Mhm,
probably would have never watched one of the greatest shows ever put together.
right.
Clearly,
It's
they're
like
building up to something.
if you don't allow the story to be told, you're only taking it at face value of what you see in the first episode, then no, you're not going to understand everything that happens. And I do agree with you. 4 episodes is not enough, because I do feel like we could have gotten, just like we got Spider-Man to explain exactly how they got from Wakanda to Kamar-Taj. I feel like we could have gotten another episode that showed how Riri, Kate, and Kamala all got brought together, because that's not
Yes.
a trio you would normally see all together unless it was for
Yes.
some specific reason. So what brought Riri from Chicago to New York? What brought Kamala and Kate together? Like, what did they do? How did they start interacting? And we
Especially if
can
Hawkeye never met Kate.
exactly. And so all of this information we could get potentially in a season 2. But if people are viewing it and immediately shitting on the show just because they think, oh, again, nobody asked for this, well, nobody likes this, why are we doing all of this stuff, then if they don't greenlight the season 2, then we're just stuck with this cliffhanger at the end of it and we'll never know
Yeah.
what happens. Because it's not like we can say with Invincible, it's like, oh, well, if Invincible season 1 didn't perform well, we could at least go back to the comics to know how his story turns out. Yes, there are
Yes.
Marvel Zombies comics, but the show
It's not the
doesn't
same
take
story.
directly from what happened in the comics.
No,
So
this
if
is
this story doesn't get concluded, we'll never
new
know what
territory.
happens.
Yes, you're not
And I
right.
think
I mean,
that
you're not wrong.
the fact that I feel like the fact that there aren't more people voicing their support for shows online as there are people trying to shit on it
Shitting
and
on it.
review bomb it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it does so many shows a disservice, because then you don't get the studios seeing how many people like the show, because they can see the metrics, they can see the numbers, they can see how many, oh, did we get any newer subscribers? Like, I'm sure they can see this user signed up for a subscription, and one of the first things that they watched was Marvel Zombies, or they watched another Disney, another MCU show or something on Disney Plus. So
Right.
they can see those types of numbers. But if they're not seeing the reactions and the reviews, stuff like what we're doing, people talking about the show, right? Because I know that there
What we gonna
are
talk about?
shows, are like, there are big things, or like big budget production that have come out that we haven't reviewed. And not to say that we're the end all be all of review shows, but I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say that. But because we didn't review it, and it's like, not to say that it's bad, but it's just something that we're not interested in. And I think that with people not
How
voicing
did Robert
support,
Downey Jr. say it? That's a little bit below their pay grade.
but not showing support for the show, I think not I think, but I hope, I I am really hoping that Disney allows them to go ahead and do a season 2, at least for us to wrap up this story.
They
If
didn't
not for my
announce it
own
yet.
self-satisfaction, I just feel like,
They didn't announce it yet, Spider. I don't think it's
didn't know
happening.
they have it. And in an era where we already got Daredevil announced for season 3, I feel like if
Yes.
they wanted to announce season 2
X-Men
of,
97
yeah,
season 2 is already greenlit, like after the
it
first
yeah
two
after yeah
episodes.
after the first couple episodes, they were like, hey, we're doing a season 2 because enough
Yep,
people
they're
loved
like,
it.
oh, the season 2 done. By the way, oh, we
Yeah,
working on
because
season 3. Like,
they pretty much wrote season 1 and season 2 at the same time. But no, I'm just hoping that we do get a season 2 for Marvel Zombies, because I do feel like the story was told well enough and it was intriguing enough, and I would love to see where it goes.
you
But
know what else we didn't get an announcement for a season 2 for? Ironheart.
yeah,
Exactly.
Ironheart got done so dirty. I think that also has a lot to do with it. Just the lack of marketing, and uh the lack of publicity that the show got prior to it coming out, and then the lack
Yeah,
of publicity that it got after it came out. And it's just,
you're not wrong. And it's not a
they were
bad
so
show.
busy, they were busy pushing like the digital release of Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts coming to Disney Plus, and then they were pushing Fantastic Four coming to theaters and doing all the press for that, and Ironheart just got lost in the mix, and it was
I
really
don't
just,
like it. I don't like it, Spider. I just want
I
to be
agree.
known that
I agree.
I
And
don't
I
care
feel
for it.
like, even though there's not going to be other things coming out around Wonder Man, I feel like it's happening the same way with Wonder Man. I feel like Wonder Man is not going to get marketing,
Any push?
like a
No.
like it's good. It's not going to get a push until like a couple of weeks before it comes out. Like,
They treat
we're gonna get
these
we're gonna get a trailer for
urban
Wonder Man,
shows,
like I would say 2 to 3 weeks before it premieres.
they treat these urban led shows like the Soul Train Music Awards. There's no
Okay.
advertisement for the Soul Train Music Awards. It'd be like the Soul Train Music. You would think there's like the Soul Train Music Awards airing Thursday, such a May, such and such. It'd be like
Yeah.
the Soul Train Music Awards
Tonight.
now.
Not even
Now.
now.
It's like it's like, wait a minute, I'm not even ready. I want to get some popcorn. I want to see who wins the Soul Train Musical. What? or you found out you missed it. Like when the Soul Train, it was
Right.
yesterday.
You don't
There
need
was
you don't need
no
like
announcement.
list of winners from the Soul Train musical. What the fuck was the Soul Train
Like what the
music
fuck was
awards?
this with Cardi B? Like what song? Meg the Stallion. Like God damn it. And they do that with the BET awards too.
Yeah.
It's like the only plus part is every now and then, not all the time, but every now and then, BET will get into this weird. Y'all need to recognize that we do the BET awards, so they'll put it on like a loop, or they'll
Hmm.
play it like every Sunday or something to let you know, hey, this still a thing. We ain't gonna announce it, but we need y'all to know it still happens. I don't know why they do that to these shows. These shows are good shows. If Wonder Man is a good show, and I'm putting this prediction out here now, Spider. If Wonder Man is a good show, and and Ironheart's a good show, never mind, because Secret Invasion was in that list, so I had to go ahead and just change everything else. Secret Invasion got a weird push at the end, like they were really trying to get something from it.
Yeah. I don't know.
When your core fans don't talk about your stuff that you do, like you kind of depend on them to bring the rest on over. Like people wasn't in the MCU until we were talking about the build up to Thanos, and we got people involved in the MCU. I mean, a core fan audience. Like the general audience wasn't like, "What? Why is this guy that looks with this wrinkled chin trying to get rocks? What is happening?"
Hmm.
Oh, that Iron Man guy's in there. I kind of like him. So let's see what happens. But now, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm not about. That's the most thing I hear. I'm not about to go back and watch all those movies and know
Right.
what's going on. Do you feel like you needed to be able to watch What If to know what's going on with this?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. At least for me. I There are parts of Marvel Zombies, of course, that carry over from What If, like like Okoye getting caught, Cap getting cut in half to where now he's only a upper torso and still beating the shit out of Alexi.
Goddamn shame.
Like
He got
Hank,
his revenge though. He
he
got his
got his
little.
yeah, he
He
got his
got his
revenge.
one up. It's like Cap 2-1.
But you know, T'Challa losing his leg, Scott losing his entire body, and now you know just being a head in a jar with the cloak of levitation, like all of that. Yeah, I can see if you know of the Marvel characters or the MCU characters, and you come into Marvel Zombies and you look at that and you're like, wait, what? It's
What
just
is
like,
happening? Yeah. What?
but see, even with all of that, it's not like you have to watch 7 movies to get caught up
Yes.
on what's happening in Marvel Zombies. It's literally one episode of What If that you have to watch. And so even if you don't want to watch all of What If season 1, just watch Marvel Zombies or What If Zombies, that one episode, and then you'll get everything that you need to know from Marvel Zombies. But I
And
think at the
hope
end of
God
the
it moves
day,
on with
it's
that.
just a matter of people wanting instant gratification. And the thing about it is like you go to any movie and you sit down and you watch it, you have to go through a period of watching that movie to understand what's going on. Case in point, movie just came out, Weapons, right? A lot of MCU characters in Weapons, right? You had Josh Brolin, you had Benedict Wong, you had I forget her name, but she played the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four: The First Steps, right?
Oh, I'm not gonna do that
Yeah,
choice.
because
That's horrible.
I don't remember her name. Um,
Yeah.
but the movie was the movie as it was shown is shown from different perspectives, right? From
Okay.
each character's perspective over a certain period of time, and then as you get each character. Oh, also, Stain's son, the guy that played Solo in the Solo movie, he was also in Weapons. Well, whatever. Like I said, a lot of MCU characters in this movie, or MCU actors in this movie. But it's shown from different character perspectives, and as you're watching the movie you get the missing pieces of everything that's happening, right? Because if we're living in the same city and we interact after a certain period of time, you know everything that I've done up until 11 a.m. And then I meet you at 11 a.m. Then we have an interaction. And then after I go about my business and do everything, then it cuts to you in your morning all the way up to 11 a.m. to where we meet and then you go about your business. So you're picking up on all of these different things. But as you're watching that, you're like, okay, well, I know what this person is doing. I don't know what else is going on in the movie. It's like, okay, now I know what this person is doing. And I see how these two people or these two like storylines, how they intersect and what was going on in these two different perspectives. So as you're watching
Gotcha.
that, you're allowing the story to play out. I don't understand why, if you are watching, I feel like it should be at this point common knowledge. If you're going to a Marvel movie, this is a cinematic universe. As part of a cinematic
Yes.
universe, there are going to be things that are being pulled from previous properties, previous movies, previous TV
Yes.
shows. It's all
Yes.
connected. If that is not your thing and you don't want to watch, fine. You're entitled to watch what you want to watch. You're entitled to like what you want to like. That is fine.
Spider. I can't shit on it. I mean, I
It,
want to
it
shit on it, but
it's
I want to shit
it's
on it with details.
it's
I don't want
so
to generally shit on it.
it's so baffling to me for somebody to shit on a TV show because they're like, oh well, it didn't make sense to me because the I
It
didn't watch
at
season
all.
one. I don't understand Loki season two. I didn't watch Loki season one. It's like, well, that's on you. I mean, that can be said with any show. I didn't understand
Yeah.
Game of Thrones
You
season
don't
seven
watch.
because I didn't watch Game of Thrones season two. Like that's on you. That
Right.
is
You, especially
entirely
when you
your
have the
fault.
option to go back and watch season
Exactly.
one, two, three, four.
But
But that's what
and
they're saying. They don't want to go back and watch all of that.
right. And
But
what
it's kind of cheating the purpose because you want to know what's
exactly.
going on, but you don't want to know what's going on.
Right.
Like you need the full story
I,
to have a deeper appreciation of what's going on.
I can't take a book, open it up to page 705
And be like, I don't
and read
understand
the
it.
last 20 pages and be like, oh, this
This
book sucks.
quantum physics
This
book
book sucks because
sucks.
it made no sense.
What do
It's
you mean it
like,
has all the answers in it?
and but what I hate is the fact that studios take those review bombs and all of the negative press and they use that as a deciding factor on whether or not to continue to produce a show. Because at the end of the
So,
day, you have
so
fans like us who will still watch, who will still support, not because we think that everything is good, but because we want to watch it to
oh
see
no,
if it's going to be good or not. And then
we don't
we make our
observations.
determination after we've
Yeah,
viewed it
we're,
already.
we're yeah, we don't hold back. We don't let you. If it ain't good, we let you know it quickly.
Right. So, with that being said, we have to ask the question.
I
4
will answer it.
episodes
Uh
of
huh.
Marvel Zombies,
Okay.
about 2 hours of content,
Mm,
telling a story, Kamala
mm,
Khan trying to
mm.
save the world from a zombie
Miss Marvel didn't
apocalypse.
even have her suit. You know that, right? She didn't even have the suit her mom made her.
Well,
Didn't even have
because
it.
in this universe, I don't think she, because she didn't even know or she didn't acknowledge Captain Marvel. So
No, she don't know her like that. 'Cause Captain
depending
Marvel never came
yeah,
back.
yeah, so if she doesn't know her, she's not a fan, she's an Avengers fan because at the end she had the jacket, she had the Avengers A, she had a Hawkeye arrow, she had a Black Widow patch, so she's a fan of the Avengers, but she's not a super fan of Captain Marvel, so she probably doesn't even have the name Miss Marvel.
Wow. Wow. She's just running out here. Kamala Khan,
She just run
Kamala
out here
Khan,
Kamala
Kamala
Khan with her
Khan.
bangle and her light powers or her hard light.
Mhm.
But all of that being said, when it comes to Marvel Zombies, Mr. VIP Frankie Washington, is
That's
it
me.
super?
Yes, it is. Immediately, I can answer that immediately. Listen, where Marvel Zombies picks up is where What If season one left off. Maybe a little bit of season two. And even though we didn't have as many cinematic shots, they had the one with the Spider-Man when he was yanking the heads off,
Hmm.
and you had some of the
They had a lot of
horrific
long takes.
cinematic hor- trying to recall the long takes they did.
When Katie and Shang-Chi were
Uh,
running through the streets of San Francisco, that was all
ah,
in one continuous shot. They didn't cut.
and the fight scene at the end when they played the Avengers theme.
Hmm.
Yeah, so what we had is a continuation of stylistic stuff. Some of the cinematic scenes that they had was more horror, like Namor biting through, trying to bite through Miss Kamala's barrier, and a lot of the jump scares, Wanda flipping out. They did it. They did this one. I'm not gonna take nothing away from them. That's why I'm upset that it was only 4 episodes, because usually we're complaining when it's 6 episodes, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh, let me
Like,
show
nah, we
you."
do four.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna do four, and then they come with that one shot, and then they come with the one presentation, special presentation. I just need them to stop that. Just stop that, because it's not enough time to tell an ample story. Even though this one is probably as good as it's gonna get, everybody can't pull this off. And if you want to be stylistic about pulling it off, saying, "Oh, we could tell a perfect story in 4 episodes, or 3 episodes, 2 episodes, or a one shot," stop, because you're risking it all for one, and then two. That's not to say this was executed that well. If you had more episodes, you could have flushed the story out a whole lot better and gave a more satisfying conclusion to what's going on, even if there is or isn't going to be a season two. That's what I think, Spider. But leave the people wait no longer. Do you feel like Marvel Zombies on Disney?
Nope.
One of those. None of those?
None of them.
Okay. Okay. On Disney Plus. Blah, 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 blah. Because, zombies. Blah, 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 blah. Was it super?
Yeah, I would say it was super.
Okay.
I know, and I
Okay.
and I wholeheartedly agree with you. I feel like it's a good show, and it's on the verge of being a great show. Um,
Yes.
I feel
If you
like
would have let it breathe.
I feel like, and we talked about this when we reviewed What If. Like, I feel like all of the seasons of What If, you have these MCU actors who do live action acting, and
Hmm.
it going into voice acting after doing live action acting, if you've not done voice acting before, all of the time it doesn't translate one to one. And I feel like there were
Facts.
some performances within the show where the voice acting was a little bit weak. And the thing about it is that one
You gonna name names?
in Milena, who I think was voiced by Carrie Walgren. Carrie Walgren is an accomplished voice actor. She's voiced a ton of characters, but whatever accent she was going for, it, for whatever reason, it was like over exaggerated Russian for whatever reason. Like
Mm.
Alexei David Harbour is doing his thing. He's been doing it for however
Got it
long,
down.
since
Got
Black Widow.
got that thing
Fine.
down.
Yelena Florence Pugh, she's used to it, right? Her voice acting performance was still, you could tell that they're in a recording booth by themselves, right? And however,
Hmm.
short their appearances throughout the show, they probably didn't go to a studio. They probably had like a booth set up, like maybe in their home. I know a lot of actors, if they have to do voice acting stuff, they'll record their lines in like their closet at home or in their trailer while they're working on other stuff. Because I know that Florence Pugh was doing Thunderbolts. She's also doing Dune. So she's got a lot of other stuff going on that she's working on.
Yeah.
So who knows when she fit
Facts.
her voice recording into her schedule. So there are some parts within it where you can tell when two characters are supposed to be interacting together, where it's just voice lines that are recorded next to each other or they're recorded overlapping. When Alexi's giving his like rousing speech to the widows to fight off
Mhm.
the zombies in their like stronghold or whatever. And he's asking these rhetorical questions, but Kamala and Yelena are like replying. He's like, "Do we die tonight?" And Kamala's like, "Hell no!" Like Kamala has this like energy, like she's responding to Alexei, where
Yeah.
Yelena is also responding, but she's like, "No, yeah." It's just like I can imagine the director like on like a Zoom call or whatever with Florence
Yeah.
Pugh, and it's like, "All right, so I just need you to give me a like an enthusiastic yeah." And so Florence is like, "Yeah." And so they take that take and they just put it in there. So it doesn't have the energy of it doesn't match the scene.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
I
somebody's fired, Spider. I could guarantee you that.
yeah. But
Kevin Feige don't even fire him no more. He have underlings to do that. Oh yeah, Kevin says you're fired, and he wants that Thor hammer back that you stole. He knows you stole it.
but like you said, had it had more episodes, I feel like it could have been a more fleshed out story. We could have got more like backstory into how these characters got to where they were. How did Yelena
Yeah.
and Alexis and Milena end up in Ohio? You know, what we know that Spider-Man and Ant-Man or Scott Lang got transported to Comitage, but this has been 5 years. So have they just
Right.
been sitting around for 5 years telling the same story to the students of Comitage over and over again? Like,
You know, when I
what's
was
really
out
been
there in the
going on?
zombie apocalypse, this would happen. You
Right.
told that story already. We need to
But
get some new adventures.
like I said, it was a good show on the verge of being a great show.
Could
Um
have been.
Aman Vellani is an absolute treasure. I hope
Yes,
that
she is.
she stays with the MCU for a very, very long time because I
As
feel
long as
like
she wants
she
to.
brings an energy and a just a presence from portraying her character into everything that she's
Perfect
been
casting.
involved in with the MCU. And she's we talk about perfect casting, and then I've said this before. Everybody
Yeah, you
was
did.
concerned, you know, when Robert Downey Jr. got announced as playing Tony Stark, and then once Iron Man came out, there was like, okay, well, that was the perfect casting choice for
Yeah.
Tony Stark, and
Yeah, they
no
started
one
backpedaling.
else.
Yeah, I knew it all the time. Yeah, I had my he was always my favorite. Remember that movie he did? Which one? Yeah, 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 yeah.
But you look at it now, it's like I can't see anybody else playing Tony Stark outside of Robert Downey Jr. Where you know
Mhm.
at some point somebody will have to play it.
Have to. They gonna
But
be a new Wolverine too. They go cry.
yeah,
Big
but
tears.
as of right now, I feel like I cannot imagine anyone else playing Miss Marvel Kamala
I don't
Khan
want to.
outside
I don't
of
want to.
Iman Vellani.
You can't
Um,
make me.
but yeah, it's a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I wish it was longer than 4 episodes. I would
That's all you
really,
get.
and even if what if, even if we don't, if I feel like I know that the show was developed in hopes of getting a season two because they're like, okay, well, we're going to tell this story, we're going to leave it on
Yeah.
this cliffhanger, we're going to get greenlit for a season two, and then we'll just finish it out probably.
Spider, I don't know why you did that. They done told them on season 3, hey, shut it down. That's why you got the half season that you got on season 3 of What If. They've learned to give you a little bit.
Yeah,
I can just prime the pump just a little bit.
I just I
And that's crazy because
I need
usually
a
you'll
season
go
two.
into the deal. Usually you'll go into the deal with a three season type of deal, and
Mm-hmm.
you got some time to let it breathe. You can let your ideas come. They don't have to have that pressure. This is the thing now, Spider. Quotes me on this, Spider. You can
Okay,
say that you heard it here first on All Things Super. Just like
exclusive.
we premiered that the 3 episode premieres are the gold standard in releasing any project
Mm,
television wise. The
I
new
wouldn't say it's
thing
the gold
now,
standard.
It's the standard. That's you're right. It's the diamond standard
I did not
of
say that.
release now.
These views
We
expressed by
said it.
Mr. VIP Frank of Washington are solely
You
his
gonna
own.
give me all the credit? All
Yeah,
right, I'm
all
gonna
you.
take the credit because what I'm about to say right now is gonna be the new standard,
Okay.
and you'll see it. Now I'm ahead of time, so give me about 7 to 10 years on it. But
Okay.
how long have we been doing the show?
About 3.
Okay, so give me at least 7 on
Okay.
this. The new standard is going to be a 3-season deal. If you don't get a 3-season deal coming out the gate, you're no longer a hit. You got to come out the gate with enough confidence, knowing it's 3 seasons. Now, here's where people is not gonna like it. I don't like it either. For the 3 seasons, you still gonna have this nonsense, this rhetoric, this like 8 episode type thing. It's still gonna be
I'm
that,
all right
but
with
it's
8
still gonna
episodes.
be it's gonna be 3 seasons. No, you're not all right. See, this is how they get you. They take it away for so long, you forget that you were worth more than 8 episodes. You
No,
used to
because
get
you think
12
about it,
episodes.
you have these TV
Yes, you had two
shows.
that was fuller,
No, but I'm
but you
saying
had spinoff from the
yeah,
fuller. Go ahead.
you have TV shows that give you 12 episodes, 14 episodes, and how many episodes you're like,
Ooh.
okay, well, nothing is happening here. This we could have done something different. If and I've said this before and I will say it to the day I die. If you have a good enough story, you can
Uh-huh.
tell it in 8 episodes and have your audience be satisfied. 6 is too few. And I feel like even in this day and age,
I know
sometimes
4 is too
10 or
few.
12 might be too many. You get, there's no reason where you should have to have a show. If you have,
I
if
think
you
the
have
magic
enough
number is
content to
10.
fit in 12 episodes, there should be no filler episodes. If you have 12
I can
episodes in
agree
your
with that.
season, there
I can
should be
agree
no
with
filler
that.
episodes.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
But
But
if
I
you
don't
have
think
to
you should
have
have
filler
12. I
episodes,
think you should have at least a good 10. No, you
I
say that,
think,
but one of the pivotal episodes, and I keep going back to Breaking Bad,
mhm,
was an episode that Walter and Jesse were trapped inside. They weren't trapped, but they were inside of the lab, and there was a fly in there. Now this is a self-contained episode that they
mhm.
never leave out. They never leave the lab, and it was a character developing, building episode, but it was a filler. It was a filler episode. Nothing happened in there. It was
But
all
here's the
dialogue,
thing.
but you
If
came out of it knowing the characters so much better. Family
if
Guy did the same thing with Brian and Stewie's trapped in a safe
and so
vault.
here's the thing. If the effects of that episode are still felt in subsequent episodes, then I don't think that's
Yes.
filler. I think, like you said, that
Okay.
is a character development episode where we learn more about the
Yeah.
character. So that's not filler.
Yeah.
If we get an episode where the things that happen in that episode never come back again, like some shows have a
Yes.
musical episode because they get a dream
Ugh.
sequence or they get
Yes.
teleported to another dimension and something, and they have a musical
When you
episode,
run
a
in
song and
multiple
dance thing.
seasons, you're gonna get a dance episode
Right.
when you run multiple seasons because they run out of stuff to do.
And
I
so
think they
here's my
almost
thing.
started dancing in the West Wing. So just to give you an
So
idea,
here's
that's a
my thing.
presidential show.
Regardless of it's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, however many episodes, I feel like we should move away from this standard. Okay, this, if the studio is going to greenlight this show, we're greenlighting you for this many episodes. I feel like it
Okay.
should be the creator, the director, the writer, if they're trying to get a show greenlit, however many episodes they have to tell their story,
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like that should be the number of episodes that they should get. If you, and of course within reason and everything, because if you have this director who's like, oh, I have this great story that's going to take me
I need
46
26
episodes,
episodes.
right?
Yeah.
It's like,
You got the
okay,
long
you're gonna have
anime.
to rein it in. It's like, because if you have a story that is that long, then maybe it
It's a
doesn't need to be one
telenovela.
season. Maybe it can be broken up into multiple seasons. But if it can be broken up
Yeah.
into multiple seasons, then every episode that you have in your first season should be pushing the story along. And you should be able to say, none of this was fluff. None of this was filler. I didn't have an episode where I was just sitting here. I didn't even get to see my main character, or my main character didn't do anything substantial. Whatever they did has no effect on the rest of the season.
Or
And like you
some of it
said,
journey off into side stories because
right.
The Simpsons do that, Invincible do that. You just journey off, and it's not even about the main
And
character;
then the
it's
thing about it
about the
is
side characters.
like you
Rick and
said,
Morty does
when
that.
you get into multiple seasons, like the Simpsons have been around for what,
Long
20,
time,
30, 40 seasons, however long they've been around.
long
They
time,
can
longest running
go into side
animation.
stories because it's like we've done just about everything else.
Yeah, you
I
go
feel
get
like
this Chief Wiggum story.
with Invincible, Invincible goes off to a side story that is going to pay off, but we don't know it's going to pay off yet.
This is
They
true.
they drop little seeds and like, haha, you won't see this until the end of like 2 seasons from now, and then it comes
Yeah.
back, and then it's the payoff. So if you have stuff like that, but then the thing about it is like the whole episode is not dedicated to that. It's like a piece of the episode where they kind of go off to a C plot, D plot, and then they come back to the A B
Mm,
plot.
that story with Titan is kind of like a, and then there's Alan, and then but Alan's
But
getting his own.
again, they
Alan
all
got
come
his
back
own
in the
show.
end.
Yeah, yeah, but again, it's not filler though. It's character development because
Right.
now we had an Alan show, Adam and Eve show. Rex is about to get a show.
Yeah, it is stuff that's
Obviously, we're
paying off.
following Mark. Um, I don't know about how Rex show will pay off, being the fact that he's dead
He's
in the
dead.
main continuity now.
Yeah,
But
I don't think, is it going to be a full show? Is it going to be like a mini thing,
I
kind of
think
like they
it's
did with Adam Eve?
I think it's gonna be like an Adam Eve thing.
Yeah, then I can
But it's
see
gonna be
them like
interesting
going
for people to
into
care.
Rex's, like his upbringing and how he became to be who he
I'm
is.
Explode.
No, Rex went out like a
I'm
G.
Rexplode. Remember it, almost like a Gambit type of situation.
Remember it,
Damn, that was swaggy.
dude. X-Men 97 season 2 is going to be. I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't
Why?
know
Because
when it's coming
Gambit's
out, but I
coming
can't
back.
wait.
Because they're gonna have to fight Gambit. Apocalypse about to change him.
Oh yeah,
So they're gonna have to fight the raging Cajun.
yeah, and it's going to be
I don't know what
heartbreaking
they're gonna do.
when Rogue sees him and she has to come face to face with him and he don't know who she is.
Rogue made her choice. Rogue made her choice. She wanted that magnetic connection. She didn't want to feel something that was real. She said she just wanted to feel.
And now she
You
has to
know,
come to terms with it.
Magneto was all in on. Hey, this is a kid show. 97 is not this show. This show for adults. But Magneto was all in there, like you feel good. And now Gambit back with a vengeance. He probably might kill Magneto.
We don't know. I mean, we're in uncharted territory. Just like with Marvel Zombies, like I said, they weren't shying away from killing off characters who we were full on expecting to survive. It was like we didn't know who was going to die next.
Do you think that's going to transfer over to the MCU?
No. I don't think the MCU
No?
is that callous about killing off characters.
That's why they had to do it in animation in a what if show.
Right. It's
In
a
a
separate
zombie
universe,
show.
so any death that happens in Marvel Zombies is not
It's
canon
not
to
canon. It's not
the sacred
non-factor.
timeline.
But isn't that the ideal? Then shouldn't we get more stories like that so we can actually care?
I feel like we should, because that way you can take characters where you want them to be a part of a story, but you don't want that to mess up anything that's happening in the main timeline of the MCU.
Right.
You can have different
Elseworld
adventures.
stories.
Yeah.
Marvel, you just stop playing and just answer my phone calls when I call so I could just go ahead and put y'all on game. But since the last time, you don't want to answer my calls.
But let us know what you thought about Marvel Zombies. If you were fine with the 4 episode count, if you are looking forward to a season 2, or if you didn't like the show at all and you're ready to get to the next MCU movie, and if you want to shit on it, you can shit on it. Just let us know what you thought about it.
Shit on it on our goddamn channel. Go shit on it on having spoilers or something.
You can just look. We welcome opinions. We welcome disagreements. We welcome counterpoints. If you want to let us know your thoughts on the show, just leave them in the comments. But remember, if you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
Leave a comment. We'll read that thing. If you're lucky, we might read it on our next show. If you don't, then we're not gonna cry. It's okay.
It's okay.
We're not gonna cry. Nobody go big. No, I'm just They got one with this one, bro. I'm just sad that they haven't announced a season 2. It's crazy that they wouldn't announce it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They announced Loki season 2 before Loki was even done.
I don't know if they're waiting for, like, they're waiting for all of the reviews to come out, or I don't know. I don't know how the television show world works to where they decide what gets greenlit, what doesn't get greenlit, what gets a season 2, what doesn't get a season 2.
Blade didn't get greenlit, or maybe it did.
I mean,
or maybe it didn't.
Blade is greenlit, is just it doesn't have a. I know that they were dealing with the director woes. They were changing directors. I don't know if they have a director now. They just don't have a production start date. So I don't know when they'll start filming. But here's the thing, because if they were gonna just be done with it and say, okay, Blade is not happening, we're not bringing Mahershala Ali into the MCU, then I think that they would have drawn the character. No, and what I'm saying is that if they were really done with it, then I don't think they would have drawn. No. And I know they're not done with it, but I'm saying if they were going to be done with it, then I don't think they would have drawn Blade Knight to look like Mahershala Ali.
Right.
So he's still going to be Blade at some point. Well, we just don't know when it's going to be.
I'll be honest with you. They had this green lighted to go, but animators had to pick a face, and they wasn't going to pick Wesley Snipes' face when you already made the announcement.
I mean, there's been multiple iterations of Blade and other properties and animation and video games, and yeah, they don't look like either. They don't look like Wesley Snipes or Mahershala Ali, so they could have just made it look like a generic dude.
Mahershala Ali was the announcement 5 years ago. Was it 5? I think it's over 5 now.
I think it was
when you're watching this.
I think it might have been 4 or 5 years ago.
So yeah, the announcement was made. If you're gonna make an animation to look like a character, you're probably gonna go for it. I mean, once Robert Downey Jr. started playing Iron Man, yeah.
And the thing about it is that
character looked like Robert Downey Jr.
I don't think he does. Like in the way that Riri looks like Dominique Thorne, the way that Kate looks like Haley Steinfeld, Kamala looks like Iman Vellani, like these characters in animation look like their live action counterparts. But Steve didn't look like Chris Evans. Iron Man didn't look like Robert Downey Jr. Hawkeye didn't look like Jeremy Renner.
Zombies.
No, I'm talking about in the What If episodes. Like in their actual What If episodes, they didn't like. There was a difference between making Tony Stark look like Tony Stark and then making Tony Stark look like Robert Downey Jr. Like if you look at the
character, animated man with a goatee,
right, and
versus looking like Robert Downey,
and you can easily. Like if you wanted to pay Robert Downey Jr. for his likeness, I know he wasn't voicing the character, but I would imagine that if you drew him like his character, you would have to pay him to use his likeness for the show.
Yes, I think that is the supreme level that an actor get to when they sign over their likeness.
But if we don't have Blade, Mahershala Ali as Blade introduced into the MCU, if we don't have Mahershala Ali voicing this character in Marvel Zombies, I don't feel like, why would they be obligated to animate the character to look like him?
No obligation. I'm just saying.
So why do it?
They said that Oh, I agree with you. I think Blade is definitely going to happen, even though they could say and propose indefinitely all they want to. There's no way they're letting that IP go. And plus, they already know the demand for it is there. People are going crazy. What the funny part about it is, the longer they wait, the more crazy people are going to get. Problem comes along is if you drop the ball on this, it's catastrophic because you made people wait for so long, and
And
then you
even
put
like,
out a
this is what we
horrible
get.
movie.
We waited
Yes,
however many years, and this is what we get.
yes. Is you have perfect casting with an actor like Mahershala Ali.
And he's not getting any
He
younger.
came, he came to you wanting to do the role, and yes, he's not getting any younger. And even Wesley Snipes is on camera doing an interview saying, "I had to get back in shape to do this character because of physical capabilities that he has to do."
Hmm.
Now, Mahershala Ali is younger than Wesley Snipes, but at the same time, age is undefeated,
Right.
and he's not gonna. If you're thinking franchise and thinking anything longer than one movie, you might want to start to get one in a
And
can.
I mean, he's already 51.
Oh, yeah, this movie may not happen. No, no disrespect to Mahershala Ali. He's probably in the best shape of his life, but at the same time, if you're not in production now, you're still 2 years out
Hmm.
minimum. So you're talking about he's gonna be like 53 minimum. So I don't know how young you want your Blade to look in the movie, but he gonna be geriatric to a while. You might as well get Wesley Snipes to play him. And then let's just go ahead and send Blade off like they did Logan. And since it's gonna be a reboot anyway, you know how they
Yeah.
wrote Logan off with the old man Logan storyline?
Yeah.
Let Ryan Coogler write an old man
An old man
Blade.
Blade.
Well, he's immortal, but what did they say in the movie? He ages like a human, so he has to get old, and that's probably one of the smartest things they could say about the character because
Hmm.
you couldn't stay young forever. Even in the Eternals, he's like, "Sprite, we're gonna make you normal so you can grow up." It's like, yeah, because she's gonna grow up in real life. She can't be an android and stay the same age because she's gonna grow up in real life,
Right.
which is the problems going to happen with everything else with these young Avengers. By
Yeah.
the time they get to do the young Avengers, all of the young Avengers are going to be adults. So they might as well call them the Avengers. I don't know what they're doing at Marvel. Clearly, there's a plan, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Did
I cannot I cannot be disillusioned to think that they don't have a plan. Whether or not it's a good plan, whether or not the plan gets
ah,
executed properly,
that is
that's outside of
hilarious.
our realm of knowledge because we're not inside the
No,
writer's
you're
room. We're
right.
not
They
inside
introduce plot
the
points, and the plot points is all they need to carry over. You
right.
now know what an absolute point in time is. You now know what a Nexus being is.
Hmm.
You now know what America Chavez could do, and it's
You
all
know what
that you now
incursions
know.
are.
You know what incursions
We
are.
know
You know what
what
a
the multiverse
multiverse
is. You're
is.
right.
That's all they're just gonna get their point across, and they're gonna keep going. Everything else, yeah, you're here for that. You're here for the ride. You're here for that. And we'll sprinkle some mutants in there. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day. But we shall see what happens with the MCU as they continue to release properties, movies, TV shows. We'll see where they end up. The next MCU property we have is Wonder Man coming out at the end of the year. We'll see how that ties into everything else that they have going on in the MCU because as of right now, Wonder Man has no ties to anything that's currently occurring in the MCU. So we'll see how he
You know
plays
they like to
into.
do that. They like to let our stuff stand out on its own. They don't
Yeah.
want it to connect to nothing.
So
I don't
we'll
know
we'll
why.
see how it connects. We'll see if there are any cameos and from anybody else. We'll see
Yeah,
if
John
there's a
Slattery is in there.
Trevor Slattery.
Trevor Slattery.
I mean like cameos from like superheroes. Because if Wonder Man is going to be a hero, who's he going to learn how to be a hero from?
Howard the Duck.
Jesus Christ. Thank you all for joining us on this episode. We appreciate all the love, all the support. We'll see you in the next one. But just remember, until then, keep being super.
Brush both sides of your teeth, the top, bottom, and then the left and the right. It's important. You're welcome. I got him, Spider. I got him for you.